Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey Scorpio Mama, hey Hassan. I said nothing but love your way because guess what? You deserve it. You deserve. Listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It is a miracle that I'm up in this bug tonight. Do y'all hear what I say? It's a miracle. When I tell y'all this day has been I don't even know what to say. It has been something. I mean, these kids is giving me a run for my money. Excuse me, a run for my money. Do you hear what I say? These kids is giving me a run for my money. All right, y'all, for real, for real. I mean, I swear. I can say I swear. I don't like to say I don't like to say I swear. But let me tell y'all something. I have literally been on my feet the majority of the day. When I tell y'all, my body is sore. It's sore. I've been picking up every which your way, every toy you ever want to think about. I done picked it up. Okay, over and over again. I've been grabbing kids off of cots and grabbing them off of climbing up on fences. It's been something. Okay. It's been something. So I've had a very busy day with these babinos, and then I had Bible class. Right, I had Bible class. I feel like I want to. This thing is getting on my nerves. I guess because it's late and I'm tired. I don't want to see nothing jumping around. So let me see, y'all. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better for me because I can't take all that jumping around. All right. So yeah. So it's been one. You understand what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all something. For everybody that was on that live last night with SBK, I'm finna tell y'all what happened. Listen, so 1 minute I was there running my mouth, and in the next minute I was not there. I didn't know what was going on myself. I was sitting up there looking because I kept seeing myself, my avatar up there. I'm like, but I couldn't see nobody else and started doing like this. I said, oh, I said, oh, they it must be some type of something going on with their internet, right? No, it was me the whole time. My data said bye. You understand what I'm saying? My data said bye bye queen. That's what happened. So my data had left and left me stranded. So that's what happened. That's why I just suddenly disappeared from SBK Live, and I want to apologize to them. Thank you, Shawanda. I said nothing but love your way. Hey, Joshua. I hope that you got your birthday love. Let me know if you got your birthday love. I put a note in there. Let me know. Okay. Let me know. And if y'all ain't show no love to Joshua, you know his birthday done passed. Y'all go ahead and do that, okay? Y'all go ahead and do that, all right? Yeah. Let Scorp know you got that birthday love. Okay. So that's what happened last night. My internet went out in the middle of SBK's live. So 1 minute I was there and 1 minute I wasn't there. Okay. It ain't my fault. Y'all already know how my internet stuff be. Okay. Y'all already know what I'm working with. That's why I say support the channel. Support the channel. Because that's what, and when I be telling y'all that's how I stay connected to y'all, I don't be lying. I don't be lying. Do y'all hear me? I had already got the notification on my live, right? And remember, I was like, I say, oh, then we could get off here because I just got a notification. Well, I went on SBK live trying to be brave. You know what I'm saying? Surely it won't cut me off. And SBK and them, you know how long-winded SBK and them is. And my data said, Arrivederci. That's what it said. Happy birthday, Josh. Just a little love. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, Hassan. Hey, listen, it's good to see you. You ain't been over here in a while. It's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you. Okay, so guys, I ran across this TikTok clip, right? And I thought it was so intriguing. I said I got to do a show about this. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about these 2-parent, 1-parent variables within relationships and how it brings about a residual when you grow up and have your own relationship with somebody because of how the rearage and how you've been raised as a child. You understand what I'm saying? And so I wanted to do a conversation about it, but I wanted you guys to also hear the clip too as well, so you can know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? And so I got the clip. I lost it. I had to delete it because I had to get rid of some of my storage, but I found it again. So I got it, and I want to share with y'all. Before I get into that though, y'all, guess what? I almost got scammed. Do you hear me? I almost got scammed. So let me tell y'all what happened. I put a picture of my baby, my husband, right? Oh, I don't got my ring on. Jesus. I normally want to wear my ring so people can know I'm taking. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway. I normally I be scrolling on Saturdays on TikTok, right? Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah, I almost got scammed, Scorpio mama. And so you said, oh, y'all getting on my nerves. Who getting on your nerves? Who is getting on Scorp nerves? So I put a picture up of my baby. He was reprimanding me because I was having a tantrum, right? And he said, what did he say? He said, are you still having your tantrum? He said, because I'm sitting here eating my bananas. He don't say bananas like we say. He said bananas. He said, are you still having a tantrum? Because I'm sitting here eating my bananas. And he took a bite of his banana. Okay, so this artist reached out to me and was like, oh my goodness, can I do a oil canvas painting of your video? I said, my husband? She was like, yeah. She said, I'm a local artist. And she's still actually messaging me even today. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I'm a local artist, not local. She said I'm an artist, and I want to do an oil canvas of the video, like the picture, take a still, right? She said this is what I do. So I went on her page and I looked at some of the pictures. I'm like, oh, she's really good. And I'm like, oh, this is such an honor. I was like, cool, yeah, you could do that. You know what I'm saying? You could do that, right? she was like, oh, she came back. She said, my client that's gonna, she puts the pictures in her art gallery and they sell. She said, you'll get a portion of the sales. I'm like, for real? Because we need it. I'm like, I'm on my way to Africa. We need all the money we can get. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, you'll get 300. And then, of course, I have to pay for supplies. And and the client, I guess, gets the rest of the profit or whatever. I was like, okay. I said, oh, that's such an honor. She said, and you'll get a digital printout of the painting. I was like, okay. I'm like, cool. Everything's, she being very detail oriented. So I'm thinking, okay, this could be something, maybe she, whatever. And so then she was like, what bank do you affiliate with? I know, Score, ain't that crazy? They come up with some interesting ways to get money from people, right? And so and I know she see that I don't post my husband a lot on there. So she probably said, oh, she one of them people that just so into his looks that she will be eager to do this because she's vain. That's not the case. I'm putting it, there's a reason why I'm posting. There's a reason why I'm posting. You look cute, Queen. Oh, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. I appreciate that. How you doing? I hope that you're feeling good today. I hope everything is good. I hope you had a blessed day today. And so she's talking to me, right? And then she was like, well, what bank do you go to? I'm like, I go to I told her, I said, I told her, which is the truth. I said, I don't do traditional banking. I said, I don't do traditional banking, which I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because the one bank account I do have, it just sits dormant because I just have it there because I've had it for years. But all my transactions, I don't do traditional banking. And so she was like, okay. She said, oh, you're scared. She's like, oh, you scared. She said, I don't need your routing number, or I don't need your account number. She said, I just need to put it on the back of the check. That's how my clients does, because she doesn't do Cash App. She said she does checks, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So the premise of it, and then so I did my research after all of that. So the premise of the scam is they will send you a check. Like they'll mail you a check or they'll scan you a check. Right. And then you take a picture of the check or whatever. You know how y'all do. Y'all deposit it in your account. Right. But the check ain't real. The check ain't coming from a valid place. And then you don't put this fake check in your account, then got the money. And then they ask you just to keep 300 of it and you sitting in the rest of the money. But then your institution find out it's a fake check and they bill you for the whole check. I'm like, I was like, oh no. I said, no, I had to talk to my husband about this. So first. And she kept going. She kept she just kept going. I said, listen, I can't continue this conversation with you because which I couldn't. I said, I'm busy, whatever. And I just stopped responding to her. I'm like, people are really trying to get money from people. And they sitting up thinking, how can we? That was a very intricate scam. I'm like, how? But one time I did get scammed. Was last year or so. Somebody was saying that I qualify for this loan, this specific loan, and I'm like, okay. And so they was like, well, we work through your banking institution. You get your. I didn't give them my router number or my account number. However, they had my mobile app information, right? They got into there and they started charging Google phone, like a Google phone account and all this stuff. So then I had to shut that account down, freeze it. It was crazy for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I was going back and forth with the bank about these fraudulent charges. I was like, oh my God, they had to freeze my account. I had to get a whole new account, it was troublesome. It was troublesome. But I was like, quit playing with me, lady. No, you ain't got to do no. I said, you know what? At one part of the scam, I was like, just keep it money. I said, I don't want the money. I said, we just want the picture. I said, just keep the money. She was like, oh no, by law. She started quoting me some type of ordination or some type of ordinance of the law. I was like, bro, just keep the money. How you doing, Shadow Storyteller? I said nothing but love your way, baby, because you deserve it. You know you do. You know you do. That's a doggone that. I'll be glad when they die off. You know you do. All right, so let's get into what we're talking about tonight. 2-parent households versus single-parent households. And I want y'all to listen to what this young man is saying, and then we're going to discuss. Okay, I feel like I want to put the link in the chat. I promised that I was going to do that, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's copy that right there. I'm gonna put it in there and see. All right, and then I'll let you up after we and you got to stick to topic. Okay, you have to stick to topic. Okay, I will let people up after the after we discuss, after we have our spill or whatever. And then also I know that there was some that was on last night that may want to address some things. Then that will be the time to do that. Okay, after the show kind of wraps up a little bit. All right. Okay, so let me share you guys what I came across. Here we go. Let's see here. Hold on, y'all. I promise y'all, I don't know. You said I'm not in. Okay. Okay, add this to the stage. Let's see. I don't know why this does this from time to time. I don't know why this does this. Hold on, y'all.
With her mother. Where am I going?
Okay, like I can let me rewind this back.
On this and validated everything that I told my wife specifically. The Nelly and Ashanti situation is more common in the Afro-American community than what we want to admit. But we do need to talk about it. They keep coming. As I hear out of an unfathered, prepared father getting ready to have my first son, I have absolutely nothing in common with my wife, who is a two-parent household, same father, same mother, has a sister. And so one of the things that's really interesting about this type of relationship is that she does not understand why I have the drive that I have. She doesn't understand why she's more lax. I just told a couple friend of ours that if her and I were to divorce, she's instantly going back to her father's house with her mother. Where am I going? Like, I can go hit my mom's couch for a week or two, but eventually I'm gonna need to find another place to go. So here we are looking at the fact that we just have two completely different sources and outcomes for life experiences. This woman saw her father love her mother, treat her well, not disrespect her, and she saw her mother have a very soft life versus me. I got it out I had to not only leave my hometown, but never go back. I had to fight for everything I had. And although she found a product of a single mother in the Afro-American community that did get to money, and I became successful. I'm a past VP of sales for a $400 million company. I'm a past chief revenue officer for an $800 million company. She found a guy that was successful. So money seems to allow two-parent household women to believe that they can be safe. And that's not true. I had to admit to my wife one time in that same conversation with a couple friends that it took me into my 30s to realize that I looked like a man, but I was responding like my mama, or I was responding like my grandma, or I was responding like my great-grandmama. My grandpa was around, I had uncles, but they was only there here and there. They weren't there consistently. So I didn't have a lot of men to draw from. I had to find my manhood in Christ. Now, before I found him in Christ, I was in church my whole life, left God, became what I wanted to do, did everything I did in my 20s. And then I found God again, found my wife, and he took the taste of sin out of my mouth, and now I want to be an actual husband. That's awesome. That's great. But she found a reformed man who actually submitted his life unto God or submitted his life unto discipline, whatever you may believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And she lucked out. Too many women marry men that are products of single parent households and don't understand why they feel such a disdain in their relationships. And it's because that man is jealous of you. He's jealous of everything you had that he didn't. He's jealous of everything that you can have after him. He's jealous of the fact that you don't have to be upset. You don't have to be angry. You are just what you are. You soft. Product of single parent households typically take years before they peel off that layer, that fake person, that fake man, because they had to be whatever they had to be in order to get where they needed to go. And you just been yourself the whole time because dad and mom said, be you, baby, we love you for who you are. Most single parent household children don't hear that. So it's important to understand if you are a woman that are getting ready to get married, or if you're married to a man that is a product of a single parent household, you need to get in counseling quickly, because he may be jealous of you and you don't even realize it. He may hate you, you don't even realize it. And a lot of your arguments are coming from a place of a childlike trigger from him, because you're saying, well, baby, we had a frustrating time, but we can still be together. He's saying, forget it, let's shut it all down, I don't want you anymore. You understand conflict resolution. He has no idea what conflict resolution actually is. So when you're sitting here and you're looking at what you're struggling with in your relationship, you're going to find that oftentimes if it's a single parent household, if it's a man, he acts feminine. If it's a woman, she acts masculine. So understand, if a woman that is a heterosexual woman with no desire for a man, for a woman, she's now with a man that acts like a female, she don't want that, so she's going to leave. There's going to be discord. Why? Because it's two females arguing with each other. If a man is from a two-parent household and he marries a woman from a single-parent household, she's going to be more masculine. And she's going to challenge his authority because she always had to be the man and the woman. And oftentimes in that relationship, she became the man while her mom was being a woman towards the world. She had to go out and work early and do all these different things. This conversation is important because it goes right back to what I said in my previous video, marriage decorum. How do you approach a marriage when you know a man is a product of a woman and didn't really have male influences? How do you approach a marriage when you know the woman is a product of a single parent household and doesn't have any male influences? And then it's the tricky bomb that sets everything off is you don't know if you're dating that person from a single parent household, what influence they drew from. I drew from drug dealers. I drew from hood dudes because that's what I saw around. I drew from countrymen because that's what I saw around. And I realized that, and I say saw around because I'm from Louisiana. Just leave me alone. We talk country. We make groceries where I'm from. I don't know how to make groceries, but leave me alone. So what I saw around, I don't understand that. So I had to go find men that were exuding the characteristics that I wanted to exude. But that took effort, and that also took vulnerability. I had to go up to certain men and say, hey, man, I need help. Some men rejected me. Some men don't want to help you. But there are men out there that do. And that's one of the reasons why I created predad.co. Because Predad Playbook is simply to help men better prepare for fatherhood. And in this conversation about Nelly and Ashanti, the executive wife is exactly right. It is dangerous, and it is something that you should be careful about being a part of. Stay with me, though.
Okay, guys. So listen, I know that the video was kind of spotty. Listen, y'all talk about my internet all the time, but I don't know what's going on. Everything is good. Everything is good. It's just that some videos play good and some videos don't play. Thrive. Let me tell y'all what happened. I heard you, Scorpio. I heard what you said, and we on the same page. Okay. Okay, you getting ready for the fall festival. I got you. So Thrive. Yesterday, let me tell you what happened. My internet, my data died on me. So 1 minute I was in y'all live on y'all panel, and the next minute I wasn't. I said, they gonna talk about me, they gonna clown me so bad. But yeah, I got up there and I'm like, okay, everything is good. And the next thing I know, I see these buffering lines on SBK and on I Said What I Said. And in my mind, I'm saying, oh, their internet must be down. Oh, because I still see myself up here. No, it was me. It was me. I was gone. So I was like, oh man. So but we all good now, and we live, baby. So listen, you said they did figure it out. It was your internet. You know what? You don't. Y'all ain't got to put my business out in the street. Y'all ain't got to put my business out in the street. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got to put my business out in the street like that. But anywho, did you all find his conversation, his video intriguing? I did, because I never thought about relationship in that matter. I never thought about the dynamics of men and women in that dynamic. And it really intrigued me. And I said, I got to take a bite out of this. Excuse me, y'all. I gotta take a bite out of this. I gotta take a bite out of this, because I never, and then when I started to go back and just think, stuff started making sense. You understand what I'm saying? Stuff, arguments, past arguments that I had with my ex-husband, all of that stuff started making sense. One part of the clip he said, which I thought was really good, he said, when you're dealing with a man that has been raised by a single woman, and you're in a relationship with this person, and y'all having arguments, he's coming from the perspective of how he was raised. So and I don't want y'all to go crazy when I say this, but it is like as if you are having a relationship with two women, because he has characteristics of his mom. He's coming from a perspective of where he has only seen a woman in the household, a woman who has had to go out and provide for them, who has had to work as a man, but not necessarily have that masculinity, but has had that survival, has been in survival mode, taking her household, and he has not had male influences. So he's coming from a perspective of a female dominant household. So when y'all going back, so when y'all going back and forth with each other, both of y'all sitting up in there petty. You understand what I'm saying? And you wonder why he's meeting your energy, and you wonder why he's on your level, is because he's coming from the perspective of a female dominant household. I was like, this is almost this is revolutionary. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is so profound. That's how I was feeling. Like, I never thought about it this way, because I kept saying, what, and I used to always say this, what man behaves like this? You know what I'm saying? I would always say that. What man behaves like this? A man that comes from a household that is a female dominant. Now listen, I'm opening up the link. Okay, I'm opening up the panel. Let me put it back in the chat for y'all. All right. Okay, so Joe said, that is why it is important for me to keep a male figure in my sons, and him have a relationship with his dad. Absolutely. I do not believe, unless it is a danger, unless this man is posing some type of danger in your life, you know what I'm saying? No woman should be keeping their sons and daughters away from their dad. I want to play this. Can I play this one more good time? Because I just want to pull some more golden nuggets. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it later on in the chat. But I just want to play. I feel like I want to play it one more time. It was so good. You understand what I'm saying? And so he admitted. He said, "I told my wife, you should have never met me. You should have never married me. You understand what I'm saying? Because he realized that he had this flaw in him. I'm not gonna say flaw, but he just realized this is how he was shaped. This is how he was molded. This is how he was raised. And now he's going to be somebody's husband. You understand what I'm saying? Now you want to be somebody's husband. You got to be that male dominant figure, and you don't necessarily know how. Or you a female, and you've been raised in a two-family household, so you got that male dominant and that female energy in you, and you don't understand the importance of survival, because you've always had somebody to depend on, that you can lean on. And now y'all clashing. And the one thing he said was, make sure that you get therapy. And I'm saying to myself, I didn't even know that you needed to have therapy if you came from those if you were mixing the family dynamic. I didn't even, but it makes sense though, right? It makes sense that you would need some type of navigation before y'all get into a covenant, because now you're here trying to share, like you're doing a culture share. Like you're trying to share how you were raised. He's trying to share how he was raised, and y'all clashing, and y'all got different ways of doing things, and it's creating friction, right? I'm telling y'all that. So man, okay, so we're gonna play it one more good time. Hopefully it'll play clear. I don't know, but let's just play it one more good time. I hate that this jumps around like this.
We do need to talk about it. So keep staying. Stay here and keep coming with me. Because I had my first son, I have absolutely nothing in common with my wife, who is a two-parent household, same father, same mother, has a sister. And so one of the things that's really interesting about this type of relationship is that she does not understand why I have the drive that I have. She doesn't understand why she's more laxed. I just told a couple friend of ours that if her and I were to divorce, she's instantly going back to her father's house with her mother. Where am I going? Like, I can go hit my mom's couch for a week or two, but eventually I'm going to need to find another place to go. So here we are looking at the fact that we just have two completely different sources and outcomes for life experiences. This woman saw her father love her mother, treat her well, not disrespect her, and she saw her mother have a very soft life versus me. I got it out the mud. I'm from the hood. I had to not only leave my hometown, but never go back. I had to fight for everything I had. And although she found a product of a single mother in the Afro-American community that did get to money, and I became successful. I'm a past VP of sales for a $400 million company. I'm a past chief revenue officer for an $800 million company. She found a guy that was successful. So money seems to allow two-parent household women to believe that they can be safe. And that's not true. I had to admit to my wife one time in that same conversation with a couple friends that it took me into my 30s to realize that I looked like a man, but I was responding like my mama, or I was responding like my grandma, or I was responding like my great-grandma.
Wow.
My grandpa was around. I had uncles, but they was only there here and there. They weren't there consistently. So I didn't have a lot of men to draw from. I had to find my manhood in Christ. Now, before I found him in Christ, I was in church my whole life, left God, became what I wanted to do, left, did everything I did in my 20s. And then I found God again, found my wife, and he took the taste of sin out of my mouth, and now I want to be an actual husband. That's awesome. That's great. But she found a reformed man who actually submitted his life unto God, or submitted his life unto discipline, whatever you may believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And she lucked out. Too many women marry men that are products of single-parent households and don't understand why they feel such a disdain in their relationships. And it's because that man is jealous of you. He's jealous of everything you had that he didn't. He's jealous of everything that you can have after him. He's jealous of the fact that you don't have to be upset. You don't have to be angry. You are just what you are. You soft. Product of single parent households typically take years before they peel off that layer, that fake person, that fake man, because they had to be whatever they had to be in order to get where they needed to go. And you just been yourself the whole time because dad and mom said, be you, baby. We love you for who you are. Most single parent household children don't hear that. So it's important to understand, if you are a woman that are getting ready to get married, or if you're married to a man that is the product of a single parent household, you need to get in counseling quickly, because he may be jealous of you and you don't even realize it. He may hate you, you don't even realize it. And a lot of your arguments are coming from a place of a childlike trigger from him, because you're saying, well, baby, we had a frustrating time, but we can still be together. He's saying, forget it, let's shut it all down. I don't want you anymore. You understand conflict resolution. he has no idea what conflict resolution actually is. So when you're sitting here and you're looking at what you're struggling with in your relationship, you're going to find that oftentimes, if it's a single parent household, if it's a man, he acts feminine. If it's a woman, she acts masculine. So understand, if a woman that is a heterosexual woman with no desire for a man, for a woman, she's now with a man that acts like a female, she don't want that, so she's going to leave. There's going to be discord because it's two females arguing with each other. If a man is from a two-parent household and he marries a woman from a single-parent household, she's going to be more masculine. And she's going to challenge his authority because she always had to be the man and the woman. And oftentimes in that relationship, she became the man while her mom was being a woman towards the world. She had to go out and work early and do all these different things. This conversation is important because it goes right back to what I said in my previous video, marriage decorum. How do you approach a marriage when you know a man is a product of a woman and didn't really have male influences? How do you approach a marriage when you know the woman is a product of a single parent household and doesn't have any male influences? And then it's the tricky bomb that sets everything off is you don't know, if you're dating that person from a single parent household, what influence they drew from. I drew from drug dealers. I drew from hood dudes because that's what I saw around. I drew from countrymen because that's what I saw around. And I realized that, and I say saw around because I'm from Louisiana. Just leave me alone. We talk country. We make groceries where I'm from. I don't know how to make groceries, but leave me alone. So what I saw around, I don't understand that. So I had to go find men that were exuding the characteristics that I wanted to exude. But that took effort, and that also took vulnerability. I had to go up to certain men and say, hey man, I need help. Some men rejected me. Some men don't want to help you. But there are men out there that do. And that's one of the reasons why I created predad.co. Because Predad Playbook is simply to help men better prepare for fatherhood. And in this conversation about Nelly and Ashanti, the executive wife is exactly right. It is dangerous, and it is something that you should be careful about being a part of. Stay with me though.
Okay, all right. I have to play it one more good time because it's so much to unpack in this video. This young man, he did a fantastic job in articulating himself and really you said go Cowboys. I know the game is on. He did a really good job in conveying his ideal well to others. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was like, and it was very clear. One thing that he said was that women who are raised in a two-parent family household, they find security and safety in money because they've always seen their father take care of their mother if it was in a traditional healthy two-parent household. Whereas the man who was raised in a single mother household has always been in survival mode. And then another thing he said was when situations get rough and get tricky and get difficult, the individual, the man who's raised in a single parent household wants to walk away. Whereas the woman who's raised in a security of a two-parent household has probably seen their mother and father problem resolute and problem solved and wants to sit at the table and wants to take her time and fix the situation. When I tell you that is absolutely true, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true because you're raised and when you were raised in a two-family household, you see problem solving. You see them maybe arguing a little bit and then they're happy the next day. You see that. You understand what I'm saying? But when in a single parent household, when things go wrong, you abandon ship and you try to solve it another way. You're trying to fix something on your own. You don't got nothing to bounce your idea. You don't got nobody to turn to. I mean, like there's so much to unpack in this video. It is so profound, and that energy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that masculine energy, so he said it's basically two women competing, two women arguing at each other, which is a turnoff for us, and it is. It is an extreme turnoff. If I got to sit here, I don't never think in any world that a man and a woman should be going back and forth. That's a turn off for me. I don't never want to sit up and argue and go back and forth with my man. Nor do I have a desire to do so. But if there ever comes a day that I got to sit up and we going to, I mean, to me, that's a turn off. That's a turn off. A man being petty, that's a turn off to me. I can't, and it's giving feminine energy. It's giving feminine energy. That's what it's giving. You okay? So SPK. Okay, I know you'll be back. Scorpio Mama said that's how you learn to survive. That's how you learn to survive. You said I hate arguing. Also, yeah, they're arguing also. And then he also brought up a valid point. And I have experienced this and didn't know why I was experiencing it. But this is, when I tell y'all this video is up there. It's good. Jealous energy from your man. Like I've always said, why are you a man jealous of a woman? Like, to me, that's so lame. That's so whack. Why are you jealous of me? We're supposed to be working together as a team because I'm team oriented. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand that jealous energy. You mad because I'm being successful. You mad because I'm making bread. You mad because I have these abilities, these talents, this drive. He talked about that drive. I have this drive. And whereas the person coming from a two-family household is more relaxed because there's some type of security there. You know what I'm saying? I've always had a drive. And I get it because I watched my mother survive. I watched her survive and make it. And it's sad to say that a lot of us, we come from a single mother household. Hey, get it together, wellness. I said nothing but love your way. You said be mad because folks like you more than him. Be mad. Yeah, yes. Yes, Scorpio Mama. Yes. Your friends. Your single. I don't want that I have friends and they all are not of the same sex. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I would get those calls and he would basically tell me I couldn't have no man calling me. Now I ain't saying being disrespectful, nothing like that, but these are people in the industry, you know what I'm saying, that I in the entertainment industry, you know, that I was in. It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, Thriving Growth said, he said the man would be jealous of the woman who had that two-parent household, and he didn't. Some people are jealous of others because of their family bond. Come on. Absolutely. They're jealous of your family because they didn't have that family and they see that family bond and they're jealous of that. Because, oh my God, this is so good. Let me tell you, I know a person right now, they are jealous of the relationship that their spouse have with their children. They jealous of it because they were because that individual was in a single parent household and it didn't go how they wanted to go. They were abandoned, you know, so they got issues where they feel like they should always be chosen over everything. Everybody in their life, in that person's life, have to choose them over everything. And if they don't get chose over everything, whatever's going on in your life, it has to stop. Whenever they want to engage with you, whatever they call, whatever you're doing, you got to stop doing it to acknowledge them, because if you don't, it's a problem. But that goes all the way back to their childhood of abandonment. They didn't get chose. So now in life, and there's a lot of people like that. Now in life, you got to choose me over your kids. You got to choose me. It ain't about you choosing your kids over them. It ain't about that. Everybody has a perspective. Everybody has a boundary in your life, has a slot in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is real. This is a real life situation. You understand? Hey, Vaughn, I said nothing but love your way. Do you understand what I'm saying? But because this individual was abandoned as a child, anybody that don't choose them on any level in their life, it's a problem. I was told You gotta stop what you doing because I'm like, no, I don't. I will call you back. It was a whole big thing, but it's not their fault. It's just how they were raised. So yes, Thrive, you brought up a valid point. Being jealous of your mate and their family bond that they have. If you come from a single parent household, you may be the only child. You may not have not experienced the support of a big, huge family, and it becomes an issue. You spend too much time with your family. Why they always calling? They don't got no respect to this. You know what I'm saying? And you like, and you looking at them like, why don't you want me to be close to my family? They don't understand the concept of family. I'm your family now. That's all you need. Because why? That's all they needed. Because they came from a single parent household. So that jealousy of accomplishments and things that you got going on in your life, they don't understand it because they've been in survival mode for the majority of their life. They have been in survival mode. So now y'all together and y'all clashing. And he brought up a very valid point. You might want to get some, if you see these red flags, if you see these red flags like early on, you might, and you know y'all still love each other, want to get married, you might want to go get some counseling. I'm telling you, I'm like, maybe we should have got counseling because that was a whole thing. He will always go off with his family all of the time, leaving me I'm talking about my ex-husband, leaving me at home, and I didn't understand that. I'm like, why are you not choosing your marriage? Why are we not here? Why are we not building together? Why are we not building? I mean, why do you have to always go off and be with your cousins and them all of the time? I didn't understand it, and I had a problem with that. But then on the flip side, he was jealous of all of the accomplishments that I had going on in my life and the respect that people gave me. He didn't understand it, and then the whole you know, my production company, Drama Entertainment, I will always be successful with that. Full House. People know me in the industry. He didn't like that type of stuff. He never, when I tell you my ex-husband only came to one thing, because I asked him to videotape one of the plays, he videotaped it. And then the one thing he did, I had a sold out show. One of my biggest shows, sold out. They had to bring in chairs. My highest grossing production. He walked to the door and never came in. My husband never walked in because he was jealous. He met me at the hotel. He never came in. And his son, I want to say his son was in the show. It was that jealousy. And I'm like, why? Why? I didn't understand it. Why? Was it something that happened in your childhood that you didn't get that acknowledgement because of the dynamic of your family? He spoke to, in the video, he spoke to that two-parent household, how they would praise their children. You can be whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You can be what you want to be. Whereas a single-parent household, you probably didn't get that assurance. You probably didn't get that assurance. Hey, Mantis, I said nothing but love your way because you deserve it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You said, man, I'm just staying single. No, don't stay single. Listen, I'm an advocate for relationships. I am a hopeless romantic. Don't stay single. What did you say? You said, wait, who was? Let me go back up. I gotta scroll back up. Okay, so Scorpio Mama said, oh, thank you, Vaughn. Thank you so much. I have to go back up. Thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate that. You said my ex did not want me to give my money to my kids and grandkids. That's a thing. I'm gonna tell y'all, that is a thing. When you coming from two family households and single parent household, oh my God, I wish my dear friend can expound on this, because I came from a single parent household. And this individual came from a full like a two-house household. And so, oh God, this is really hitting home. I will always want to be a part of that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I did not have that full family house. That I wanted that assurance. I wanted the stability of a full a mother and a father be in the household. I always wanted that because I always viewed that as love and strength and being a part of something. Even though I have siblings, I got two sisters and I got three brothers. One has passed away. You understand what I'm saying? But we were not raised together. So I will always long to be a part of something. So I'm always somebody, I've always, throughout my life, I've always been somebody's sister, you know, some spiritual sister. I've always been somebody's daughter. You know what I'm saying? I got all these surrogate mamas and fathers running around. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've always been a part of something, but not biological. But I've always been able to acclimate myself to something family, you know, family setting, not necessarily mine, but I've always been, you know, that's always happened to me. So I got people who are like, I consider my mom and dad, that are not my biological mom and dad, but since I've been 18, I've been around these individuals, you know what I'm saying? And so I consider them my family, you know. So for the most part, I've had that father figure in my life and that mother figure in my life, but I still have the impressions and I still have the experience of being in a single parent household. So I know what it is to survive. I've always been a survivor. You know what I'm saying? I've never had I never had the comfort to just lean back and depend on somebody coming to rescue me, because you know what I'm saying, I've always had to depend on myself. You understand what I'm saying? So I get it. Okay, so Thrive said I never thought of having to look at that too. Wow, yeah, this is a very profound. I'm telling you, y'all got to go back to the beginning to watch the video. That man broke it down. He really did. He really did. Okay, so let me get back to some of these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. You said, man, I know you're not gonna stay single. It's not too much stress. It is not too much stress, Thrive. Trust and believe. When you get the right one, it don't get hard. Thrive said, instead of building with you or learning with you, come on. And that's the whole thing. I always wanted to be linked with somebody that wanted to build. I've always, hold on one second, y'all. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. It say plug in your saver, so my cord must have fell off. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me get off camera for 1 second, okay? I'll be right back. All right, guys, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? All right, so listen. My point that I was saying was, I always wanted to build. I always wanted to build with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be the, hey, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. You know, I've always wanted to be like a dream. I gonna say dreamer, but I just always wanted to build. You know, so I'm like, hey, we can do this. You know, when I was with my ex-husband, we actually had rental property. You know what I'm saying? We was landlords briefly because I had a desire to always want to grow and do things. Hey, we can come together. We can do this. Even with my friends, I'm like that. We can band together, you know what I'm saying, and franchise and do that. I've always been like that, you know what I'm saying, because I always wanted to be part of something. But I always find myself, even with Queen to Queen, y'all know, y'all seen, I've always wanted a co-host. I've always wanted a co-host. You know what I'm saying? But it don't never seem to work out. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's schedule is this, or they don't like that I'm unpredictable. They don't like that I get a burst of something. I want to do a show. They need 4-5 weeks in advance. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay because people live their lives like that. Their lives are more structured. For me, I'm more unpredictable. I'm impulsive. So I'm like, hey, if something is trending, I want to get on YouTube right then and there. It just never works out. So I've always found myself doing it by myself. And then CMA was like, you think he was like, you don't need nobody. You don't need no co-host. I'm like, I guess you're right. You know what I'm saying? But I always want to be team oriented. I've always been like that. And that's because I was raised in a single family household and never saw that big family ideal, that big structure, that that team orientation. But I've always saw the value in it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so everybody's saying hi to Mantis. Hi, Mantis. Hi, Mantis. Yeah, spontaneous. Okay, you back, Vaughn? Okay. All right. I didn't know you had left. And so that's why you want to deal with a jerk. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm always throwing that lifeline out there, Sport. I'm always throwing a rope out there because listen, my husband told me not to make enemies on his YouTube, and I'm trying to hold true to that. Okay. But the ideal of two different household dynamics coming together in a relationship can be problematic if you are not mature. Now, the reason why I said not mature adults, because as you become mature adults, you see the value of that person and not necessarily the upbringing of that person. You understand what I'm saying? After a while, when you become mature, you see things in a certain perspective, but then you also see how your actions is affecting that person. And then you got to make a conscious, mature decision. Am I going to continue on in this vein? Am I going to continue on bringing conflict and friction in our relationship? Or am I going to sit back and don't allow what my mama told me and my daddy told me to influence or to tear down this relationship? You understand what I'm saying? You said this is your channel, do you, boo? Scorp, I love you because you always my heavy hitter. You always got my back and you always looking out for me. Even when I can't see myself, you see around the corner for me. So I appreciate that. And I want you to continue to be that way, Scorp, okay? You know I do. And so I thought that was really interesting that he brought that up, the jealousy, and the influences of his life. He said that the drug dealers and his uncles made impact on his life, but they wasn't consistent in his life. So that told me that males, specifically males, need that consistent male domination or male influence in their life to be masculine. So he said that he was coming, I guess, in a relationship with a feminine energy because he was raised in a single parent household, which I thought that was interesting too. I thought that was extremely interesting because I'm like, he said, what did he say? He said, you may see a man right here. He said I was a man. He said I look like a man. He said, but I was acting and moving with feminine energy. And I mean, it didn't speak to nothing about his sexuality or anything like that. But he said, I look like a man, but I was moving in a feminine energy because I was raised, because he said, because the household he was raised in was dominated by women only because he was raised in a single female household. I said, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't wash the dishes one day, so he don't wash the dishes 10 days. You understand what I'm saying? You said you can teach me some things. Oh, listen, we learning together, Squirt. We are learning together. We feeding off each other. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And so then you looking at your husband like, why you you moving like, why you, it is distasteful. It is unattractive. I don't want you to be petty like me. I want to stay in this feminine energy, but I also want you to stay in that masculine energy. I want you not to respond when I'm out here, spazzing out or being emotional or being a female. I don't want you to get down on my level. I don't want you behaving like a female. Yes, that is unattractive. That's one of the things that make me leave quickly. Quickly. I don't want you to address me when I'm going on. I don't want you to go. I want you to ignore me. I want you to be a dude. I want you to be a man. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you to sit up there crying with me. We both sit up here crying. I can't do it. It's just not going to work because I'm used to being around real dudes and real men. And yeah. And so then on the flip side, he said women who are raised in two-family households, which I kind of got a conflicting. I'm kind of conflicted because I was raised in a single household, even though I do have individuals in my life who I consider my mom and dad. So I did have some impressionable moments with them because I've been around them since I was 18. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like I carry a masculine energy at times. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like sometimes I have to, like I told my husband, I said, listen, I said, you're going to have to be able to deal with me. I said, you're going to have to be able to handle me. I said, because I can be aggressive sometimes. Because I am just used to making my own way and being independent. So I do carry sometimes that masculine energy. And I remember that one time he did get me together and it made me fall right into that feminine role, that feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? Thrive says that, but he honestly doesn't know masculine energy. He wasn't taught that. Yeah, he doesn't. He wasn't taught it. He said, just because you are a man, it doesn't mean you have a masculine character. And that is what that young man was alluding to in the video. You know what I'm saying? He said, I look like a man. He said, but I had that feminine energy. He said, I had that feminine energy. And I'm like, man, I mean, that explains a lot. You out here keying up your girl car because you mad at her. You out here hiding her keys and stuff because you're like, no, men don't move like that. And then what was the other point? The other point, that survival, that communication or that walk away, fright or flight is what I call it. Fright or flight energy. You know what I'm saying? If for me, that single parent household, that I don't got time for all of that. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. But in my older age and in my maturity, you said, wow, you brought something up. Wow, he brought something up. Wow. You know what I'm saying? In my older age, I have learned to be patient and hash stuff out instead of walking away. I had that bad. And my brother brought it to my attention. He's like, you detach. He's like, you detach. He's like, you, and like even now, and I'm going to have to call him tomorrow. Even now, he's like, you detach. Hey, Alex, blessed child. I said nothing but love your way. He's like, you detach so much. He's like, I haven't talked to you. He's like, we need to be committed. So we have fell out. Like, we'll fall out periodically, me and my brother. We'll fall out. And I don't even know if I should say this on camera, but it's like I get to a point to, okay, you don't want to be bothered with me because I'm giving you, this is me. This is how I am. You don't want to be bothered with me. You're supposed to be attached to my life. You don't want to be bothered with me. And when I'm in a relationship with somebody, and I know I got to do some fixing in regards with him. I know I got to do some work on me in regards with him, because I got this thing of, if you disrespect me, I'm able to detach from you, and I don't got to talk to you ever in eternity, ever. Because I feel like I've given you the best parts of me and I've been genuine with you. There's no need for you to be disrespectful with me, because we can talk to each other, as adults. We can rationalize things as adults. But if you cross that line of disrespect, then I'll never got to talk to you ever in life. And I detach. But it's different when this is your blood brother. So we have fell out. You understand what I'm saying? We have fell out. Okay, you said you're gonna watch the replay. I gotta pay attention to these things. We had filled out, and so I went on about my life. I'm like, okay, you want to talk to me? You don't block me on social media? Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because I got so much on my plate. My life is full. I went on. I kept going on. I was living my life, doing my routine, doing my life, doing my life. And he go 2 months, 2 months done passed, just about. And I ain't spoke to my blood brother. And nothing really clicked. Nothing really said, call your brother. You know what I'm saying? And so it took him calling and saying, hey, you the reason why you like this, he said, we're both like this. He said, the reason why you are like this is because of the traumas of our childhood. And it's oh, I'm freaking, this thing is really good, y'all. So he's like the traumas that we have, and I have experienced major trauma in my childhood. He's like, the traumas that we have experienced, he has experienced more extreme trauma in his childhood. So he's on a whole nother level. But he was like, you're able to do that because of your childhood. He said, because that's a protection mechanism, so you won't be hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I see that, but there's been times in my life where I've had major heartbreak. And it's been so, and that's why when I'm in a relationship, I love extremely hard. If I'm in a relationship with you, I'm giving you my all. And if that thing don't work, then I got to protect myself, and I'm gonna immediately walk away. And so that's except for one. You understand what I'm saying? But so my ex-husband, when things started going right, and he was like, and I kept getting these blows, these emotional, these metaphoric blows, these relationship blows, and he just kept coming. He wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? I immediately divorced. I had to walk away, and I did not. And I was like, that's it. And I struggled with that for a while because I was saying, maybe I should have went to therapy. Maybe we should have tried to work it out. But in my mind, I was raised, if you get disrespected, if this person refuses to acknowledge your feelings, then you need to walk away. And so that's exactly what I did. I walked away, and then I regretted that. Like, maybe I should have went back and try to work it out, you know what I'm saying? And briefly did, and he was so hurt by it that he didn't take it serious. It was a whole big old thing. But my brother brought that up to me. So when I am in a relationship, I love extremely hard. You know what I'm saying? But that detachment that happens with me is to protect me. It's to protect me. So that's why I am like that. Now he's a whole nother, he's gonna eliminate you. He ain't gonna just walk away. He's gonna eliminate you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother level. Okay, so you said you said, wow, you brought up some things. Yeah. So Alice said, good evening, Queen. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. Okay, do it. It's really good, Alice. Okay, so I said yes, but if you were raised watching parents who stayed together through the thick and thin, then you are probably wanting to do the same. But if you weren't, then you may see it easy to detach. Yes, but I got it both ways though. So Thrive, the oppressional years, you're right, Thrive. So the oppressional moments of an individual is in their adolescence, from the ages of infants up into 5, basically. That's the most impressionable, that is the most vulnerable we are in our frontal lobe, where we are taking impressions of what the world looks like around you, right? And so that's when you become carbonated. You understand what I'm saying? That is when that's when you realize that all trees are green, that all roses are red, and different variations of colors. All of that information that the world gives you stays with you from the ages of infants to 5. And that's when you are shaped into who you are going to become as an individual. That's why it is so important to get education. That is why it's so important to get proper education and nurturing and care. All of the good stuff that you need to be a productive member of society, it needs to happen between those ages. Because after that, you are who you are going to be after that. That is what science and research and my education has told me. Okay, so I didn't get to see a healthy household and how it's supposed to be ran until I was 18. And these people were not my family, but they treated me like I was family. And then I realized, oh, this is what I want in life. But I still was who I was already. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it was through God and me always being mature of my age to realize that I want to strive to have that instead of what I have been presented as a child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you are absolutely right, Thrive. Um, you're absolutely right. But this is a great conversation. And I love the fact that this dude was honest with himself. You understand? He was honest. And he said he sought other men for help. That's the kicker right there. He sought other men for help. And most men are not going to be vulnerable like that. Excuse me. Most men are not going to be vulnerable like that to seek help and say, hey, I did not get the proper examples as a child. I didn't get the proper example of what a man looks like. Can you show me the way? And this can go both ways as a woman. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. My mama, the woman I call mama, my surrogate mama, she showed me so much. Showed me how to cut up a chicken. You understand what I'm saying? Show me how to clean house. You understand what I'm saying? Show me how to do a lot of things. And I carry it to this day. And I had to learn that. It wasn't something that I was influenced by. It wasn't something that I was raised by. This was something that I had to learn. Now, my biological mother, you know, the best thing that she showed me was how to love unconditionally. She showed me how to not see color. She showed me how to accept others just the way that they are. You understand? She showed me Christianity. She showed me my religion. You understand? She showed me so many different things, but most of all, she showed me humility and how to be acceptable of people and their differences and how to be kind and loving. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things I will take to my grave, and it shaped me into who I am. But as far as different things, being an independent woman, being a homemaker, have a drive to want to be successful, doing things correctly. This woman stepped into my life. Oh, I'm getting emotional. My God, I might have to call her. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, she showed me that. She showed me that because I did not have a template. I did not have I didn't know how to emulate that. The proper way of doing things. Because guess what? I just was raised how to survive. There was a moment in my childhood that I had to feed my mother, my household, because she didn't have a way to generate money. So that was the first time that I knew I can be independent and take care of myself. When I had to be about 6 or 7 and we didn't have food in some kind of way, I understood that I had saved money to go buy food, to feed my family. So I've always been like that. So it was hard for me to come into a traditional relationship with my husband and not be the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying? And not have to find a way to take care of him, which he took care of the household. But in my mind, I always had to be on deck to take care of him. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's just, I've had this savior complex, right? Because of how I was raised. And I know there are a high percentage of women that feel the same way. And that's why we get in these situations, in these relationships where we always taking care of somebody's man. We always taking care of somebody's son that don't know how to survive and take care of themselves. Am I telling the truth? That's why this is profound. That's why some kind of way we're paired up with each other. The women who want to save you and the men that want to be saved. You understand what I'm saying? They have no desire. They have no desire to take care of themselves. And I'm trying to figure out why. Because that's all I know is how to take care of something or someone. That's all I know. That's all I know. You can't beat me calling and negotiating with the people, with the bill collectors, and not because I gotta make it, I gotta survive. And that's so when we meet that dude that's traditional, say, hey, I want to take care of you. I want to be everything to you. I want to lay you up. I want to put you up in the house. You ain't got to take care of me. I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't gonna control me. I pay my own bills. No, I ain't living with you because you ain't gonna put me out. That's how we are, I promise you. And it is because we have been in this single family dynamic. We were raised in that. I'm telling you, and then this right here is opening up doors. This he really did his big one with this video. He really did, and it explains a lot. Put a one in the chat if you agree. You understand what I'm saying? It explains a lot. It explains a lot. My phone is dinging. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Hold on, y'all. Oh, I was supposed to punch somebody in, but I forgot. Okay, I gotta do it. Yeah, and so I think that's been my issue in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I have done when I tell y'all, I have sometimes I'm not God, but I have moved heaven and earth sometimes for men. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying over the decades of my life. You know what I'm saying? Just being in various relationships, and you find yourself in these moments, and you thinking to yourself, are you really gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? You know, but it comes second nature. It comes second nature. And then just to be let down after you done moved heaven and earth for individuals, after you done put out fires, you know what I'm saying? And then they look at you like, oh, you did. I'm moving on. like okay, on to the next part. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, you know how so for me, I have this detachment mechanism. You don't want to be bothering me, okay? You gonna call me before I call you. You understand what I'm saying? That's how, and that shouldn't be, but that's just where I'm at. But I can't be that with my blood, my family. Scorp, you said you been there. Thrive, put a one in the chat. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? It's that complex. So I'm saying for those who are looking to get into relationships, and that's a question. And I never thought that would be a question to ask. You know, you ask what's your favorite color? Do you like spicy food? Now you got to ask, were you raised in a single parent household or a two parent household? Because it makes a difference. And it honestly does make a difference. It honestly does make a difference. Because when you're raised where you got multiple people as a child concerned about you and multiple people looking out for you, you have a sense of security that you know everything gonna be all right because you got family. But when you are raised on the island, you're the only child. Well, I was raised the only child, but I got tons of siblings. But when you're raised the only child and you know you can't pick up the phone and call nobody, it's like, no, I got it. Don't even worry about it. I'm good. I'm gonna always be good. You know, you got the attitude, that chip on your shoulder. You know, and so when you come together, you just don't understand that relax. You so relaxed. Why are you so relaxed? You know, and we going through this thing. Why are you so relaxed? So I can understand that. I totally get that, and I totally understand that. You understand what I'm saying? That's deep. That's deep. He said women who are raised in a two-family household, they find security with men who have money. Because they looking for their daddy. They looking for somebody that's going to take care of them and have the means to take care of them. So now you see individual women who coming from two-family household and then they fell in love with this dude because he got some good peen. You know what I'm saying? He cute. You understand? But he ain't got no money. But they done fell in love with him. There's always an issue of you broke, you can't take care of me. And so now there's an issue of disrespect because you not my daddy. You don't do me like my daddy do my mama, so now I'm gonna disrespect you. You see what I'm saying? That's deep. I'm telling you, it is so deep. The psychology, you know what I'm saying? The psychology of being coming from a two-parent household and a single-parent household and coming together, that is something that needs to be talked about. So the conversation, I'm not going to prolong y'all. The conversation needs to be the type of verbiage you need to be using with the person that you're interested in is what is your values? What do you value more in life? What do you consider more important in life? You know, I guess those are the questions that you need to be asking. What is your, you know, ideology on money? You know what I'm saying? Like for real. These are questions. It will save you a trip to divorce court. It will save you a plenty of arguments. It will save you a second date. Maybe you should have this conversation on the second date, maybe third date. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It will save you. You know, because how many arguments have you had where the person said, "Well, my mama taught me. Well, I was raised to do this." Don't nobody want to hear nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you were raised how you was raised. I'm raised how I'm raised, but we supposed to be together because we love each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, this is so profound. It is making me sit back and evaluate myself and my husband. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. Because certain things, oh my God, y'all. You know, over the course of my relationships I've been in, certain things you be asking yourself, like, why can't you just move on from that? I mean, you know, you ask that question, like, why can't you just move on for that? Because that's nothing. That's not big. That's not a bunch of heavy emotional lifting. You can move on for that. Why are you so toe up about that? Or why is it that you behave this way when you don't get your way? Why can't you conflict resolute? Why don't you have the ability to compromise? Why don't you understand that we need this right now? Why don't you understand that your needs is not as important as this problem that we're having? And you just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at them like, what is your problem? They've never had to deal with telling themselves no. They've never had to deal with being responsible or being accountable for anything. You said too much stress. What's too much stress? Being in a relationship? No, don't have. You know what, Thrive? Your problem may be the scar tissue, the metaphoric scar tissue from past relationships, and you just don't want to take a chance on experiencing that no more. So you're letting the possibility, and I ain't saying it's true. I could just be going on a rant. I'm not saying it's true, Thrive, but you're letting the possibility of failure keep you from the possibility of success. You only get one life, Thrive. You only get one life. I would say take a chance. You never know. And now that you know what I'm saying? Don't let it go too far. If you see they're gonna work out, then you stop it. So it won't be so painful. But I would say get out there, honey. Get out. Look. You only live once. Okay? Get out there. Get out there. But it does make a difference. How you are raised makes a difference now. You said I'm too old to teach us or scale through mess. Then don't. Then don't. Then don't. See, that's the thing. We cannot perceive that relationship is going to come with a bunch of mess. Sometimes your one is out there. That's the problem. You haven't met your one yet. But when you meet your one, it's not going to be as hard. It's not going to be a bunch of, the Bible says this. I'm going to give you a scripture, Thrive. I'm going to give you a scripture. The Bible says the ways of a transgressor is hard. If you don't want to do right, if an individual don't want to do right, then yeah, it's going to be hard. But if both y'all got well intentions on making it work and y'all both genuinely love each other and genuinely respect each other's opinion and respect, your feelings, then y'all gonna fit like a glove. And y'all gonna have spats, but it ain't gonna be on a scale of disrespect and heartache and pain and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, get out there. Life, you only live one life. You only live one life. Sometimes God will send somebody and present them to you, and you may not get the opportunity ever again. You understand what I'm saying? So you look, push the gold button. Okay? Life is too short. Yeah, it is too short, but everybody deserves to be loved. You talking to a hopeless romantic. Okay? You talking to a hopeless romantic. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the type of person, I always want to be in love. That's just me. I always want to be in love. I love being in love. I love being loved on, and I love loving people. I love seeing about people. I love doing for people. That's just how I am. I love if somebody come to me, if I hear somebody talking across the hall about something that they need or something they need to do, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out how to do it for him. That's just how I am. My boss said, you be ear hustling. I'm like, I ain't ear hustling. But you know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to fix something. And that has been my downfall too. Always trying to fix somebody and fix something. Always trying to be perfect so that person can love me. Always trying to do the right thing, you know, instead of being my authentic, genuine self. But ornately and just organically, I am a lover. You understand what I'm saying? I am a lover. You said that's you too? Yeah, I am a lover. I'm a romantic. I'm gonna write you poems. I'm gonna send you flowers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna write songs about you. Listen, I've done it all. You understand? I have done it all. I have done it all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I just want you to feel how much I love you. You understand? I want you because I'm just a hopeless. But you get in trouble doing that too. You also doing that when it don't work out. The heartache is real, right? The pain is real. Like it's like, oh, you cut me. You know what I'm saying? But that's just it. That's just life. But listen, I don't regret it. I live life to the fullest. I'm always caught up in something. Right now, I'm married to a Nigerian. So hey, no. Whatever. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm telling y'all, I love my marriage. It is, and I feel good about it. But if it don't work out, we gonna chalk it up and say, hey, remember that time she was married to a Nigerian. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing I will say, if you ever want to be loved, if you ever feel bad about yourself, low self-esteem, if you done been through a major hurt, get with a Nigerian, okay? Because them people, they know how to love bomb you back to health. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I first met my husband, I was like, this can't be real. This dude, I don't know what they do. Now I do know it's a book out there to teach the scammers how to scam. I know that. You know what I'm saying? And my husband has told me about some of his friends. You understand what I'm saying? But these people, they know how to love on you. You understand what I'm saying? They know how to love on you. And I'm feeling real good and fluid. I'm feeling happy and free. And I'm seeing butterflies and birds. And I'm good. Y'all leave me alone. I'm happy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm good. This is what I need right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with what I got going on because it feels real good. You know what I'm saying? I love my husband. He loves me. But no, we've already had our first argument and spats and already had traumatic things happen, and it has stood the test of time, and we're yet thriving. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of differences. There's cultural differences. You say, hey, Queen, your husband had told me some things as well. You know what, CMA? You know what? You so want to be in this relationship. Let me tell y'all about CMA. Let me tell y'all about CMA. Every relationship I have been in, every serious relationship that I have been in, he has also been in a relationship with too as well. He has dated all of my boyfriends in his mind. You know what I'm saying? You know, my boyfriends is his boyfriends too. And he started stalking them. You know what I'm saying? Get your own man. Your own, like I said, you know what I would say, get your own female, because you already know how I'm rolling. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's like who you gonna be with next? Who we gonna be with next? No. Who we gonna be with next? But Bryson like, oh, that Michael, he is something else. He is so funny. I'm like, he is not funny. He is not that funny. Okay. You said you got to go through trials. Yes, Scorp, you go through trials. Thrive, he got me on cloud 9. I'm on cloud 55. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I am telling you right now, they do it, baby. They do it. They know how to do it, baby. They do it. And I'm like, keep on doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Keep on doing it. Because I keep on doing it. But then I've had to turn around and also Lord, lo and behold, how are you doing, comedian Michael Allen? How are you? Tell the truth. Tell the
Now,
truth.
what was said, I heard my, you know what, ever since you started your channel, you've been coming for the 4C gang anyway. So what was said, because, this is a season of checking people. And I come to, no, I'm just joking. Hey, Queen,
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just getting off work. I'm tired. I just did a Wayne State football game, the VIP section. I didn't know that
Oh, you
people,
did.
it was so ritzy titsy, the VIP section. I didn't even know they had that part. Look, I got so much food I brought home, the food that they wasted. Come on, somebody. I ain't got to go grocery shopping. When you going to come get these canned goods I got for you?
Okay, I'll be over here. I am
I'm
coming to go. I'm
serious.
coming to get them tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm serious too. As soon as you came on this panel, and I ain't even lying. I promise you, I'm not lying. As soon as you came on this panel, my whole room just started filling up with marijuana. It smelled like marijuana.
No,
I'm
maybe,
dead serious.
no.
I am dead serious.
Wait,
As soon as you
that's
came on, it was
probably,
like a whiff of marijuana come up in here.
that's, that's probably my pain pills or that little stash you got back that you forgot about when you wasn't saved.
I used to smoke weed. Everybody know I'm good.
Let,
I got a whole
let
documentary on
me
myself.
look,
I used to drink. I used to smoke weed. I used to do all that. I used to hold drugs. I used
let,
to
let,
hold
let
raw.
me tell you. See, she don't want me to tell us. I know I know the Clayleen, and I know the doctor, the Clayleen now. Cause baby, I remember being on the road. I made Clayleen hit a joint, y'all. I sure
No,
did.
no, he's lying.
And,
He's
look,
lying.
as we went to the strip club
Okay, you lying. Yeah, you know good and
on
well I went to those strip
on the
clubs.
road, on the road.
Mm-mm.
What? Come on,
You're
let's keep it
lying.
100.
We are
How
keeping it
you doing?
100.
Listen,
Okay.
listen. I'm not coming over here with no drama. But did you hear your name come up in my live last night quite a few times?
Mm-mm. What happened?
Well, I was talking. You remember AG, the one that I was talking about? I did a video on her.
Uh
Well,
huh.
come to find out, her and I talked behind the scenes, and it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing how once you talk to somebody, the animosity that we had was not even us; it was somebody else that was
Well, that's
feeding.
how it generally is. That's how it's
Yeah.
always. That's how it goes.
So your name and my name was brought up to say that we were mad at her because she made a statement when old boy was talking about your husband. She said, "Well, the story didn't seem genuine." She made that statement. And so somebody told her that you and I went off on her. I said, Clayleen
What?
or I said, I don't even know you. As her and I was talking, I said, well, the Queen don't even know you. I said, and neither one of us knew you made that statement. And so that is a lie because Queen to Queen don't know. I know you, but Queen to Queen don't know you. And
Can I
the
tell you
person told her
something,
that we,
Michael? Can I tell you
uh-huh,
something? You remember when you just said, so and so AG? Remember you just said that? I was
uh-huh.
pretending. I don't even know who you're talking about. I just said, yeah. I don't even know who you're
I
talking
know.
about. I
That's
don't
what I
even know who
said. So
you're talking about.
last night that was my big thing. But I said if I had not talked to you, you would have been mad at me. I did a video on her because of the remarks she was making in a lie, and come to find out, she said those things because of something somebody said about what we said, and I said neither Queen to Queen or I. How could we make a remark on a statement that neither one of us never knew you made? And it's
I don't even know
amazing.
who you're talking about, to be honest. Who was
Right.
AG?
Right. Right. Exactly. So, oh, it was so
I'm
good. We
serious.
all came to terms, baby. I said, Queen did mention Vanessa K when you said how, especially her being from Detroit, and you say, how could you be over there and listen to that? I said that was the only thing, but nobody ever said it because we never even heard that comment. And it was so funny because I don't think that they thought we would talk behind the scenes, and we talked,
Mm,
and it was so
mm.
clear. And it was amazing. Oh, it was so good because Vanessa K came in there, and I mean, it got juicy, and the lies
When?
came
Yesterday
out.
night?
Yes, it was
I'm gonna have
good,
to go watch.
baby.
Did you send me your live? Send it to me.
It was good, and baby,
Hold on
people
one
will
second,
expect.
Michael. For everybody that's over here and don't know what's going on, apparently I was caught up in some type of YouTube beef because of my past skit. I never really bring it up on my channel because it's not really relevant. And then also, Michael, I do want to tell you that Michael has been coming in my chat for the last 2 lives, and he said that he doesn't have a problem with me. And I did give him the opportunity to come up. He hasn't came up, but I did give him the opportunity. He said we good. That's what he said, and I told him I just thought that you were really entertaining. I said I ain't got no ill feelings. You know, it's not relevant enough for me to be diving off. But I did tell him I felt some kind of way about you talking about my husband and his sexuality because you don't know him in real life. And I thought and my career and my intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because those are my two passions. So we did talk about that in the chat yesterday. You know, he was in the chat yesterday. But as far as these women, these other people, I don't know them.
Well, it all stems from the content creator. So, but it's amazing. But like I said, you saw two adult people last night that were open to talk to each other, to say, hey, this is what the problem is, and come to find out, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't nothing but the devil trying to come in between. But see, it wasn't nothing but God that opened my heart to say, hey, let me speak to yeah, I'll talk to you. What's going on? And once we did it, and it unfolded right in front of everybody, and God was all up in there because the person that was doing it was exposed. And I mean, it was deep. And I was like, look at God working. Just
Well,
because they
anybody
never.
who know me know that I don't get caught up in no back and forth and stuff like that. That is
Well, I
beneath
know you. I
my
know you. You started it. You started
living.
it.
Like
I know
I
you.
don't do low life. I don't do low life living. You understand what I'm saying? The only reason why I got in trouble because I hooked up with Mike and agreed to do the doggone skit. I caught strays, you know what I'm saying, by default. Listen. And I know I got some subscribers that be like, Queen, I don't want to be dealing with you when you be doing that beef and stuff. But y'all got to understand something. This is my friend for 30 years. So if he jump off into something, I got to jump off into it with him because this is my friend of 30 years. And guess what? I do got a side of pettiness. I'm not going to lie. It was funny to me. I did it. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
wait.
when
But I
I offended
also.
him, I apologize.
But I also jumped up in it when somebody came at you for no reason, especially what y'all not gonna do is talk about my Bryson. I mean, Claylene's Bryson.
You know what I'm saying? This man is obsessed with my husband. Let me tell y'all what he did. I can't even get over it because it's too shocking. He sent me a picture, 2 pictures of my husband that I did not have. I'm like, how did this man get the picture? He done screenshot my husband while he's talking to him. I said, how did you get these pictures?
The look on your wait,
about it. I mean, I
Clayleen,
told about it.
the look on your
He's so
face.
funny.
No, the look on your face when I sent it to you, you was like,
I said, how did this man get? I'm like, how did you get these pictures? Bryce didn't have a shirt on. I was like, this nigga is dumb.
so, well, that was the point where he was checking me about you and your channel. Michael, why you don't help Clayleen? Why you don't help Clayleen? I said, what? Shout
Oh
out to
my
your
God.
husband.
I couldn't believe it. I was
Look,
like, how did you get these pictures of my husband?
how about this? Shout out to your straight husband for anybody. I don't, for that to be said, that was just asinine.
Laughable.
Yes,
Laughable.
very,
My gut
very
was like,
beautiful.
look, my gut was like, what? I'm like, they didn't tell us. No. That's how my guts was like, well, He didn't tell us. No way. No. Okay, you got me
Look,
mixed up,
my
bro.
guts beg to differ.
Your gut
Right.
made the difference. You about to make me bust a gut. No.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I was like, bro, you reach it. And
Yeah.
I said, and I don't got a problem with him, but that was laughable. But also, I had to defend mine. You know, I had to, because you don't do that. You just don't do that. But
Well,
that's all said.
God has told me this is a petty season. This is a season of pettiness, and either we allow ourselves to get into that pettiness or we don't. And so that is
You're
why
right.
that's why I opened up my heart to speak to the person, because I did a video on her, and I even before I talked to her, I said, "Wow, I didn't have to go that hard." Because,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't understand why she was going so hard on me in a lie. Because see, people don't, they know I normally don't watch live, but God led me to look at this live, and when I heard it,
Hey, Sweet
I
Rita.
did a vid-
Sweet
I
Rita,
did
now
a
you
video.
only come up in here when Mike come. Don't you do me, Sweet Rita.
Hey, sweet Rita. Hey, 4C gang.
That's not
She's 4C
funny.
gang.
That's not funny.
She's 4C gang all day, baby. To the wheels fall off. Sweet Rita,
Y'all make
you know what? We be telling Sweet Rita, you ain't gotta say you 4C gang. And all Sweet Rita do, everywhere Sweet Rita go, she throwing up a microphone. She putting in there CMA. She putting in
okay.
there cooking
Well,
comedy.
okay. So my thing is this: the 4C gang is also Queenies. Let's keep it real. All of your people is subscribed over here. So when y'all go over to Mike's channel, make sure you throwing up the crowns, or I'm gonna have a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a problem.
Well, your people is my people. My people is your people. Period.
Sure.
Listen, I got a picture. Remember, I brought you the Mountain Dew. I got that picture. It popped up in my memories when I brought the Mountain Dew. Girl, why did your dress mess? Why did your dress match the Mountain Dew that day? Like a big old Mountain Dew bottle. But that was cute. That was cute. So what were you over here talking about? I didn't mean to come in here
You had
and
a really weird way of showing friendship to me. Over the years,
well, you
you
know,
have talked a really
that ain't nothing
weird
new.
way.
That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new.
You know what I'm saying? Like the insults, I could be traumatized by that.
You a strong black woman from Highland Park, Michigan.
I'm not from Highland Park. I'm from North End. Trust and believe, nobody wants to be from Highland Park.
HP, baby, HP.
No. Highly probable. No.
Right. A
No.
highly problem.
Listen,
A horrible
so this is
problem.
what
That's what you give me a horrible problem.
Listen. This is what we talking about. Do you think that two-parent individuals that come from two-parent households and individuals that come from single households, do you think they will have a problematic relationship? Or do you think there are a lot of conflicts in their relationship because they see things in a different perspective?
I'll say this. What we see our parents do has a lot to do with how we are.
Yes? Wait a minute. Hold on. Why gonna say traumatized is pretending to be dead?
Wait, say that again.
She gonna say traumatized is pretending to be dead.
Hey, Vaughn. I was saying this the other day on my live. I was saying we sometimes unknowingly do what we see. We imitate what we see, and I think parents don't realize that your children pick up on you the same way we cook food, the same way our mama cook. We may add stuff that the recipes we learn because that's what we grew up on. Even me in relationships, I remember when I was in a relationship and it was going so good, And I thought it was not good because I'm so used to seeing my parent or relationships, them calling each other bitch and stuff like that in the
Wow.
argument. So I felt that that was love. And so I'm in a relationship and no argument, no nothing. I was like, they don't love me. Because what I felt
Because
was,
of the friction of if you love me, then you're gonna go hard for me. We're gonna
is you gonna
argue
be
about
jealous?
it. You
You gonna be
equate that
jealous of
to love.
something? You gonna check me about something? It's something. It's got because that's all I
Because
saw.
it's too easy. You probably thought it was too easy. Wow.
My grandmother and grandfather, they were like that. My mother and daddy was like that. And so when I was in a relationship and it wasn't any of that, I felt like they didn't love me because we ain't argued about nothing. And that's what I saw. We had to, if you
Wow.
argue with me, then we loved each other. And I had to break that. I had to break that. Um, I had to break it because and say, wait a minute, that's not what love is. Love ain't supposed to be arguing. Love don't supposed to hurt, you know. But when that is what you see, and unknowingly I was doing that. I didn't even realize I was doing that. But when I was like, why am I upset? Because it's going good. You get what I'm saying? So
So then you know what? You start self-sabotaging.
yeah, yes.
You
We tend
don't
to do
love
that.
me because you're not making a big fuss
You
about
ain't
it.
mad
You
about me.
don't
You
love
ain't
me
mad about me.
because you're not passionate about it.
You don't love me because you're not arguing because I want to go out. You don't love me because you ain't jealous about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And but that is when you grow up and you see that. Like I put sugar in my grits. I put sugar and butter in my grits. Most people put salt and pepper, but that's what I saw growing up. That's a taste that I
And
love that
and, and,
taste of it.
and it's sugar in your tank.
Wait, that is wait. Why you playing? My mother told me. I would ask her, how. I asked my mama this. I said, when you were pregnant with me, because I was the one that asked a million questions. She said, what she had a craving with each one of her children. With my one sister, she would eat those Kool-Aid straws. With another sister, she
Uh-huh.
ate something. With me, she would get the little 1 pound box of sugar and just eat the sugar out of her hand. And I said, and you wonder why I got sugar in my tank. Because she ate sugar all the time. She did.
You said, Vaughn, I think
So,
we know already. Vaughn said she's just like you. She said she's just like you, CMA.
okay, Bond, baby. But yeah, I had to break that chain. I had to break that family. What do they call it? Um, damn, what do
Uh,
they call it? When you
Generational curses.
yeah, I had to break that generational curse of thinking the only way you love me is that you have to show me some type of friction. We have to be at odds about something because that's what love is.
She
And
said, I'm just saying, hate me at least 6 months out of the year. That's not healthy, Vaughn. That ain't
she said that
healthy.
again.
She said, I'm
She
just
said
saying,
what?
hate. She said, hate me at least 6 months out of the year. What
No, I don't
makes
know. No. But my mother and it was in a relationship. They wake up, he go, hey bitch. She go, hey ho. And that's how they talk to each other. So
Yeah.
that was me. If you ain't cussing me out or we ain't arguing about something, then you don't love me because this is going too well. Um, and that is what we tend. That's why I tell parents a lot of time, whether you in a one-parent household or a two-parent household, children pick up. And a lot of time we don't even know that we didn't pick up those traits and do
Mm-hmm.
it unknowingly. And we
And that's what I
sabotage
said
ourselves.
earlier. That's what I said earlier. I said between infants and age of 5, you are being shaped of who you're going to be for the rest of your life. That's why it's good to have a healthy household and good examples to follow. You understand what
My
I'm
like
saying?
like my mother don't like pickles. I don't like pickles. We don't like cheese on our hamburger. I don't do cheeseburgers, but that's
But you
because
like pickles now, though.
you so silly. And, but I'm just saying, like I cannot cook unless I have a clean, unless I want, like we were taught,
Mhm.
don't start cooking unless the kitchen is clean and clean as you go. But if I grew up in a household where my mama went in there and cooked in the dirty kitchen, that may have been my mindset. That wouldn't bother me to do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I was raised in a household where we had two washcloths, one for your face and
Mm-hmm.
one for your body. You have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that use one washcloth because that's how they grew up.
Well, you start from the top and work your way down the bottom, and then you discard it.
No, my mother always gave us two, one for your face and one for your body. You
Maybe.
didn't wash your face first,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't have a new washcloth every time.
Hey, I said what I said. Mm-hmm.
I didn't want my face smelling like my ass.
Well, I only used a washcloth one time. What do you mean?
When you were bougie, my mama had a lot of children, we had to wash, then we had to go to laundromat. We didn't have a wash machine to dry. Like somebody was saying they use a new towel every time. I use my towel at least twice because I ain't that dirty
Okay.
to,
Um.
to
So,
dry.
but I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is, I thought that the video, and I played a video in the beginning of the live, Michael. It was so poignant in how the man said that he was raised by a single mother, and his wife was raised by a two-family household. And so he told her that you shouldn't have never married me. He said because we need therapy. He said because I didn't really find my masculinity until early on. He said even though I looked like a man, he said I was moving in feminine energy because as a child all I had was a predominantly feminine household. Even though she was a survivor, portrayed. She said he didn't have a masculine template to follow. So it would be like he said, even though it was we man and woman, it would be like two women arguing because he was moving in that energy.
But you know what? I'll say this. A lot of us will make excuses. I, just like me, my mother and father were together. Even when they weren't together, my daddy still lived in the household. And my
She
father,
said, "When you hate each other, sex is better."
when my mother was more like the husband, and my daddy was like the wife. My mother was the strong one. She the one that disciplined us. I used to look at my daddy and be like, "Can you whoop me one time?" My daddy never ever whooped me. My mama tore me up. And he was our daddy. It wasn't like it was her boyfriend and she said, "Don't touch my kid." This was my father that never whooped me. And I would look at him sometime and be like, that kind of got me because it he was more docile. My mother was more dominant. And kind of took me odd to see him be in that role like that. She led the house. She was the head of the household. And mostly me and other, I would see my friends and they'd be terrified when their daddy walk in and daddy get off work. My daddy got off work and came in and cleaned up and cooked. you,
Wow.
you get what I'm saying?
But
So,
was he
and
raised
my
by a
mother,
single parent household? Was he raised
no,
by a single
my
parent?
grandma, no, but his mother was dominant.
Okay.
My grandmother was a dominant woman. My grandfather, Charlie Flowers, was a quiet, demure man that cooked and everything. I mean, he was a man, but she ran it. And my mother, and this is my father's mother, so he probably just went right into that role because that's what he saw. But now he went and made more money than my mama. Went to work. He would come home and hand her his whole paycheck with no problem.
Really?
One time he cashed it and she got mad as hell.
Why?
Because she was the one that ran the household. And and all he did was buy him a
What
bottle
you
of.
doing cashing this check?
My grandmother said, "God damn it, you're money hungry." She cussed my mama out because my dad, all he did was cash his check and bought him a pack of cigarettes and a bottle. And my mama
She
went through
called
the
him money
roof.
hungry.
Right? She said, "You're money hungry," and I agreed. Wait,
Oh my
you're
God.
doing my daddy wrong, but it also in that same aspect, even me being LGBTQ, it made me not be a one that want to wear fingernail polish or act real feminine. That hardness came from my mama. You get
I
what I'm
was going to
saying?
say, so you're saying that the influence of your mom made you more masculine. Now, and you are am I saying it's correct that she grew up in a single parent household or two parent household?
She grew up in a two-parent household, but
Wow.
my mother being hard and tough, that I would have been in. My mother was not. I seen a little boy do a video.
Thank
He
you.
had
I
to be
said what I
about
said.
he had to be about 8 or 9, and this little boy had on some press-on nails. He was talking about his first day of school. His hair was dyed burgundy, and it
Mm-hmm.
just turned my stomach because I was like, "How at that age can this boy?" He didn't buy them damn press-on nails. He didn't, he didn't buy that dye for his hair. Right? And my mother would not. My mother told me this. She said, "Look, you can be what you want to be, but you're gonna be it once you leave my house." So it was none of that. Something that stays with me to this day. I was walking out the house. This is after I had told her, this is who I am. And I was walking, and something said, "Look back," because you know how you feel somebody looking at you. And I looked back, and my mama said, "I can tell." That that bothered me so bad that to this
Mm-hmm.
day I watch the way I walk, because that
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that hurt me most was to disappoint my mother. And I never wanted to do that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I knew, my mama didn't hate gay people, but I knew that she didn't want a son that was going to wear a dress. She didn't want that, never crossed my mind. She said, "Be who you are, but be a man." But if I had a mama that had allowed me, because most people, men that come out into to this lifestyle, and I've been out for 42 years, I've seen them think that they supposed to be feminine and snapping their fingers and this thing, this and that. I never played that because I knew the type of mother I had. She loved me. I'm glad she chose her love for me over the dislike of me being who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if she had a choice, she would not have wanted me to be that way. But she chose her love for me over what she felt. But she also had stipulation as me being her child, as me being under 18. I was in her household. I had to follow her rules. And it was that way or no way. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of my friends don't put,
So
even
she ruled with a sternness.
yeah. She said, "Look,
Okay.
I'm not gonna judge you, but what we're not gonna do is none of that is gonna be up in here." Um, One of the reasons why I chose for her birthday for us to go, and thank you and the sponsors, to have a dinner out at the park, because we would go out there and cook, because a lot of those young kids would rather run away from home. I said, "Why are you out here homeless?" And they'll go, "Because my mama wouldn't let me be me, or I couldn't dress."
Mm-hmm.
I say, in my day, what they did was they left home, and they changed in the alley, whether they was putting on a dress or something, but they still stayed home. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, you would rather be out here instead of abiding. But see, I didn't have a choice
So,
whether I was.
and let me kind of interject for 1 second, Michael. The thing about this that is really intriguing me about your story is that yes, you are a part of the community. You understand what I'm saying? But your mother was a part of the culture, and she was raised traditionally a part of the culture. So, and as a two parent or single parent, a black mother in that era ruled with an iron fist, and protected her children. And if you came out that way, I'm using that verbiage because that's how they spoke back in the day. If you came out that way, you still gonna follow my rules. You still gonna understand that I don't play no games. And it kind of made you a little rough and tough, and made you with that masculinity. Now you got these new age parents. They know that their child may be leaning towards that, and they're soft and they're sensitive to their feelings, and you know what I'm saying. But they can't really protect themselves out in the world, and that's why
Look,
there's
look,
there's
look. Hold
brutality.
on.
You understand
Look,
what I'm saying?
let me go. Look, let me go and change the time of my live, because I was going live, but I'm really enjoying this. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna push my back, and I'm gonna come right back up.
That's cool. Now, for some of you, go ahead, Michael. So
Okay.
so I'm looking at the chat. I'm very aware of the chat, and I'm seeing some things. I'm noticing and I'm seeing some things, and I'm listening to Michael's story, and I'm listening and I'm looking and I'm seeing some things in the chat. And I know some of you all may be saying, well, how can this be? You know what I'm saying? How can he be masculine and part of the gay community? I'm not saying, now I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just gauging and I'm looking. You have some people that are part of the community that are hard as nails, that are hard as the meanest thug. And the reason why they're like that is because of the rearage. And and I'm not off top, and I'm not off topic. I'm still on topic. It is how you are raised. You know what I'm saying? That makes you who you are, regardless if you're gay, straight, bi, heterosexual, metrosexual, pansexual, whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? It is how you are raised. You can be a gay thug, you can be a gay fairy, you can be a top, a bottom, a queen, a fairy, a transgender, but you still can be hard as nails. And it's a part of the rearage of who you are. You understand what I'm saying? The first time I met Michael, I didn't even know that he was gay. We were touring the country together. I didn't even know that he was gay because he carried himself with such a swag that you couldn't really tell. Now, as I got closer to him, he wasn't in the closet. He was out. You understand what I'm saying? So he wasn't hiding anything, and then you come to realize it, and it just from conversation, you just knew that he was like that. Now, I and him, we don't agree on homosexuality, but this has been my friend for 30 years. You understand what I'm saying? And so he knows that I don't agree with homosexuality. We've talked about it tons of times. But one thing I can say about Michael is that the energy that he gives is, I am a homosexual man. You understand what I'm saying? And he's never put off that energy. And if that's how you live your life, then hey, that's how you live your life. But it is the rearage. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me put this link in the chat right quick, guys. Anybody is free to come up. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on one second. I totally understand. SPK said, I totally understand this point. Queen says, that's all the youngest. They are all soft and emotionally straight. You got some straight men that carry that feminine energy tremendously. And they're straight, but they are super soft. You can't say anything to them. You can't have an argument with them.
What is this?
They get suicidal.
What is this?
They get depressed. You know what I'm saying?
What is this? I hear you disagree with my lifestyle. Well, we're not going to. No, I'm joking. Of course, we've always done that, but you never judged me about my lifestyle. I've never judged you about yours. But it shocked me, y'all, when Clayleen said to me on the road, I did not know. And I was thinking, how could you not know? But me not knowing.
SBK just subbed to your channel. Michael, SBK just subbed to your channel.
Thank you, guys. But I didn't realize when Clayleen said she didn't know I was gay on the road, because I was going to every gay bar there was in every city. And for her to say she didn't know, but
well, you didn't invite me because I was a church girl.
Right. Look, but that comes from the mother I had. And you have to realize, when I came out in the 80s, they were gay bashing and all of that. So the first thing I wanted you to see was a man. And I'm gonna tell you, I never told nobody this. The very first play I ever saw was Beauty Shop. And in Beauty Shop, they had a gay character in there. And it was, Shelley Garrett. And this gay character was the butt of every joke. And I remember somebody went to rob the shop, and the gay guy peed on himself, and he was just the buffoonery. And I had said to myself, it really pissed me off, because I was like, all gay people ain't like that. And I would never play a gay role. Fast forward, I am the go-to person to play a gay role. But the very first play I did was a play called Here We, which was written by the boy that played on Girlfriends as Jabari, the little boy Jabari. It was his mother and father. They wrote the play Here We, and I wasn't even. I had a whole nother role. I played Herb Lee. I played just the lady's husband that in the salon. Well, the gay guy, the guy that was playing the gay role, he did not show up one day, and that's where that saying come. It's always somebody waiting in the wings.
Waiting in the wings. Yeah.
Right. So I'm sitting here, and I have a knack for knowing everybody lying in the play. That's just a God-given talent. So he didn't show up to rehearsal one day, and they said, "Do anybody know his rehearsal?" Now, mind you, I'm totally against the gay character being like that. I despised it because I hated the way the gay people were depicted in these plays. And so anyway, when they said, "Do anybody know the role?" I said, "I'll do it because I just wanted rehearsal to go." And I got up there and I done it. And the man turned to me, he said, "You know that this is your role now." And the reason why it was more, they were so taken back by it, because when that gay guy that was playing it, when he got on stage, he was still the same person he was on stage. But here you had me one way off stage, and then I get up here and play this real flamboyant character. You saw it. It was more mesmerizing because, it bothered me so much to be on the road when people would say, when I would get up, when I would go through this change as Uncle Willie, and people would come afterwards and ask for autograph and say, "Are you gay for real?" And I would go, "No." I hated that I did not live in my truth there, to say, "Well, yes, I am." But a lot of more women came up and tried to talk to me. But if I had been a guy that was still feminine, popping my fingers, a lot of lip gloss on, like I just finished eating fried chicken,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have seen a good. They would not have seen the acting. My mother said this to
they
me.
thought that me and you were in a relationship, and if they thought
Yeah,
that, then they must have thought you were straight because I only pull
yeah.
real men. You understand what I'm saying? No.
But let me tell you that I told my mother I played two roles. I remember I played Sugar Bear and Uncle Willie. So I told my mama, I said, "Oh, they got me playing a drunk and a homosexual." She said, "When you gonna start acting?"
Mom said that's why I like Queen. She believes in God, but don't judge gay people like other people. So listen, the Bible says, "Judge not, lest you be judged." The only person that you need to be judging right now, and we should be judging right now, is ourselves, because God is going to do the final judgment. That's His job. That's not my job. I can only speak my truth. And the thing about it
And
is,
then
He knows my truth. I know His truth. It's not my job to do God's job. Okay?
I
Yeah.
do tell people that I do tell parents this, to not now if your child comes, because I was 14, I didn't voluntarily. It was things that happened that my mama knew, but glad that she was stern, but yet she loved me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I'm gonna disown you if you be like this. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. My mother was a barmaid, so now I did go through these moments where my mother would get off work at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning drunk, and she'll come home and sit at the table, and I guess she would just think about it, and she'll go, "Michael," and I'd wake me up, and I'd sit across the table from her, and this is one of the hardest things when your mama's sitting there, and she ain't sitting up for 3 minutes, and then she'll go, "How the hell you get like this?" And it would be, I hated when she got off work because she named everybody in my family who touched you and all of that. But then I saw in her a hurt that she thought she did something wrong. And so, because she had gay friends, my mother was very gay friendly with people, but me being her own, it's different when it's your own child. And so a lot of my friends would go, "Oh my God, I wish your mother was my mama." Because my mom would go out there and help me feed the gay people. She would support me. And I said to them, she wasn't always there. At that point, I had to get her there. Because I did say this to her. I said, "Mama, you may not like, if you love me any different now than you did the day before you found out, then you didn't love me at all." I said, "Because I'm going to tell you this. There are men that you went with that I didn't like, but I had no choice." And that's why I get mad with women that are in these abusive relationships or in these relationships with somebody and you want to stay because that's your child's father. You're doing more damage to them than you are helping them. Because if they see, I had a cousin who who husband
Because
was
it's
kicking
all
her
about
ass.
what the child sees and not necessarily about what the parents are saying. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mhm.
I said what I said it was dangerous to be gay in the 80s and the 90s.
Look, if you were walking down the street, and even with my cousin Roland, he was more flamboyant. And after we would be walking downtown, and I would hate hanging because I got into a lot of fights because they were switching and snapping their fingers. That wasn't me. Now, if I was by myself, let me give y'all another example. When they had the first gay pride here in Hart Plaza,
Mm.
everybody thought it was just another festival because it only said Motor City Pride. They thought it was like a jazz festival.
Like
And
we
I
celebrate
leave and
Detroit.
go, right, that's what they thought it was, Motor City Pride. We love Detroit. It was
Yeah.
these two guys. It was these two guys and their girlfriend. And the one guy asked me for a light. He said, "You got a light?" I said, "Yeah." He was like,
Wait,
"Man," he was like,
wait,
"Dog."
wait, Mike. Scorpio, you not gonna come over here and check me on my own channel about Mike, okay? Scorpio came over
What you
here
say?
now Scorpio cussed everybody out on my behalf. And they gonna come over here and tell me, can you please let Mike talk?
That's my problem, child. Don't bother her. So look, I am leaving the gay pride, and it's two straight guys and their girlfriends. And the one guy said, "Man, you got a light?" I said, "Yeah, here." He said, "Dog." He said, "Here I go thinking it's a regular festival. It ain't nothing but sissies and dykes." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, because it's gay pride." I said, "And I'm gay." He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." That's because he didn't see that in me. And once I said, because me, the whole thing, his whole attitude changed. And I said, "No, you meant what you see." I like to educate people. And I hate when all people are clumped together, whether it be your sexuality, whether it be your religion or anything. I hate for people to do that. And sometimes I think God puts me down here to be that person. Or like I love when somebody said, Happy Wife Life said, "CMA, you will touch people that most church people can't touch." Because I
Okay,
always tell them,
Mike,
go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, and all of this sounds really good, but you also lie. Okay. Why did you? And this made me feel some kind of way, and it kind of affect my self image. It made me look at myself differently. Like, do I really look like this? Why did you
What are you
tell
talking
that?
about?
Why did you tell that man at the gospel fest that your friend that I was a transsexual, that I had just got the surgery?
Wait, the one guy gonna say, "Oh, she is really passable," but you can tell by that Adam's apple she got.
I'm
I
done
was
with
like,
you. I'm done with you. And yeah, I'm sitting up there thinking, okay, this is a moment to be an actress to create. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I did this. I'm post surgery.
"Did
I
it
don't went
bother you
along
because they
with you.
believed it? Did it bother you because they believed it?" He was like,
I was like, yeah, I'm so happy to be in my truth.
"You
I
go
said,
right along
nobody else
with it."
here. I am gonna take. He was like, it looked really good.
So, but you can't even tell.
You can't even tell. I said to myself, I am going to beat this boy 5 ways when
Oh.
I get done with him.
And you know what? So, thanks to you to even though I know how you feel about homosexuality, you're not a person that says, "Oh, let people have it." That's just you don't agree with it. I get it. We agree to disagree. But for you to hang with me and be a part of that moment really says a lot about your character. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I
I was
cannot
in my
agree with
mind, I
you.
was saying, how can I make this man believe that I'm a transsexual? I know the Lord saying you was something else. You
Kelly
was
was like,
something.
Kelly said, "How you doing?" I said, "See, I told you." No,
I can't believe you. You ought to be ashamed of
but
yourself. It's moments like
we,
this that makes
we
me
had a
question
moment.
our friendship.
We had a moment. We had a moment though. Because I thought that was so. I have it on tape too. You know that, right?
No. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
The one guy was like, I like trans girls.
That's not funny. It's
Yes.
not.
But yeah. So but yeah, to just like a lot of people say, if a lot of guys are gay because it wasn't a daddy in the home, that has nothing to do with it at all, period.
Well, I don't
You
think he was
know.
saying gay. He just said that he had feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
he didn't mind getting petty with his wife when they was arguing. He didn't mind getting on her level because that is the only experience or example that he had a problem resolute or conflict resolute
But
is to be petty.
if he had a strong mama, that would not have been the case. I know a lot of it's a lot of when I could look at some like little children, I said, oh, they're gonna be gay when they grow up. I could see it. But then you have a lot of men that are feminine that are not gay. So,
And this is
but
what he's
nowadays,
saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Like because of the single mother being raised in a single mother household.
unless you got a mama that's rough and tough. Like I told my mama one day, I said, "Look, if I didn't know your name, Michael, your heart, I think you would get a lesbian." She said, "A bitch can't get nothing from me but an ass whooping." My mother did not play, and I thank God for giving me that mother because not only my love and the respect I had for her, and I didn't want to hurt her in that way, and especially me being the only boy, it also helped me in life. I've never been gay bashed. I've never been beat up for that. And you know what I'm saying? And that was all because of how she guided me. She did. I look back on it now. You did that because I know a lot of my friends that got beat up because they were feminine. They were walking down the street and stuff like that. And I chose to thank God I didn't go through any of that because I have been guilty of sitting there with people while they're talking about gay people. And sometimes I talk about gay people with them to push it off of me. You know, when you're young, you do that. Like a lot of people do. I'll call somebody gay in a minute, yeah, with their gay ass. But that was
Because you
taking the
felt that
spotlight off of me.
beat down coming. You felt
Yeah, I wasn't getting my ass beat. But a lot of people do that on YouTube now. We will point out everybody else's flaws to try to mask our own shortcomings.
yeah.
And that's why you have people that do what they do. And at 56, I get it. I know it, been there, done that. And so a lot of times, that's why I tell people, you cannot hurt me. If I don't hurt, when I look in the mirror, if I don't hurt myself, it's God and my mama was the only two people I cared about what they thought. And once I made
Okay.
my, go ahead.
I said what I said, Michael, why do some guys want to be so flamboyant?
Um, I don't know that because for me, and I've always said this to my gay friends that never had sex with women, how do you know you don't like it if you never had it? That's just like saying I don't like Brussels sprouts, but you ain't never tried it. You might mess around and
So
eat it
you
and
saying
like it.
that you don't like vagina.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. Do you want to know the truth? Let's keep it
Yeah.
real.
Okay.
I was well endowed at a young age, and the very first time I had sex with a woman, it was almost like they couldn't take it, and I had to coax her through it, and I listen, y'all.
So
I
you
did.
turned gay by default.
But listen. So me and the girl are together. We stayed together for quite a while too, and we're still friends to this day. And she was a virgin, I was a virgin, so I'm trying to, and she's pushing me, and I'm trying. And I said, well, let me do what I've seen in the porno movies, and I played with it. The lips fell out, and I thought I broke the coochie. I thought I thought I had look, I thought I had broke the coochie because them lips fell out, and she started humping me, and I was like, what the hell? So so it was like so much work. But my friend Reginald, then one day my friend Reginald Ball invited me after school to his house, and we played strip Uno. And they took. I was speaking about truth, and it went
Okay.
so smoothly. Okay,
Ah,
anyway, it wasn't difficult, and I'm just saying.
you sure? Whew. Help me,
But
Lord.
I have no idea why. It's like with the younger generation, I see so many girls walking down the street holding hands and these boys switching. I think because it's like it's almost the end thing to do. It's almost the end thing to do. You have more bisexual people than you have anything, but there's not a pushback. There's not a danger of you getting your ass whooped, and so it's so easy for them to do that now. Back in the day, you had to be conspicuous. You had to hide it. And so for me, but I never wanted to be flamboyant. I had too many sisters to be that way. And I could not check the people that bothered them with a limp wrist, talking about, sweetie, don't mess with my sister. I had to say, no, you put your hands on my sister, I'm gonna beat your ass. I had to have that. And that's the way my mother taught me to be. And so,
Because you had
they
sisters to protect.
yes. And I could not protect them with
Because
a
you had
limp
sisters
wrist,
to
talking about,
protect.
yeah, I couldn't be talking about put your hands on, you know what I mean? But it was kind of hard because my one sister,
Mm.
I remember going to her house because her boyfriend was trying to fight her. But it was hard me being gay because he was gorgeous. And so I said to her, what did you do wrong? She's sorry. I said, hell, I want him too. No, just
I promise
girl,
you.
girl, start respecting him. He a good man, Savannah.
Uh-uh. Listen, put some makeup on that black eye and be
Right,
quiet.
girl. He under a lot of pressure. And here you go questioning him. Yeah,
Oh,
but really, I just did not play that. And for me, it was easier. I think along with me not wanting to disappoint my mom, I was already her only son, not wanting to disappoint her, and then with society. So we had that against the now society. You can't say nothing about a gay person. And I have another issue with that. You can't say nothing about gay people without being canceled in the culture. But gay
yeah,
people
I
can
did a
say
show
whatever they
about the
want.
phobias of being gay, the community. I did a show about that. So I'm like, it should go
And
both ways.
but gay people can say whatever they want about straight people, but a straight
Right.
person can't say nothing about them. And I think that is wrong.
It's
I think
wrong.
it's wrong.
And
But
you are absolutely telling the truth. You're absolutely telling
mm,
the truth. And it's like they will cancel your whole life because you just said
yeah,
something, you just expressed your own personal
look,
opinion.
look what
Whereas they get to
look
do it
what
all day,
happened.
every day.
Look what happened to Kim Burrell, which she was kind of a little stupid though. You knew you was going on Ellen DeGeneres show when you
Yeah.
did the song with that boy, and then you made that gay statement, and she canceled you, and you could not go on that show. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not, everybody was mad at Kim Burrell. My thing was this: she has a right to feel the way she feels. Now her
Right.
tactic and her delivery was wrong.
Because nobody deserves to be disrespected because you're trying to prove a point. That's how I feel.
Right,
Your opinion,
exactly.
you have your opinion, just don't
Even
be disrespected.
even like when she said, now I think Leandria should play Aretha now, but Fantasia ain't no Leandria. Why would you down Fantasia to lift
Mhm.
Leandria up? As a woman of God, you don't do, you could have still gave Leandria her flower, but you didn't have to mention Fantasia.
So
And that
Alice
is
Best Child of God, he does comedy. He does comedy on a professional level. He does comedy clubs. He does. He
what
performs in comedy
what
clubs.
happened? What happened?
She said CMA needs to be in somebody's comedy club. You know, he's a professional
Oh,
comedian.
yeah.
And I'm not
Yes.
going to keep on saying this over and over again because, you know, he gets the big head. So this probably be the first and only time I'll make reference to his career.
But no, I love it. Been doing it. I've been doing it since 1996. I love doing it. But yes, just in life general.
He can't stop himself. He can't. Trust me. Trust.
I used to get
Where's the
whoopings.
where's the
Look,
certificates and the trophies?
I used to get whoopings because I would be cracking jokes or laughing at the wrong time. And I don't know any child that got whoopings because I could not be serious. And my mom, God damn it, this ain't the time to be joking. And I just could not help it. I say, I'd rather take the ass whooping, but this is funny. And I would do it. She would call me, she would say I was a little boy to cry wolf because I would do so many pranks. And I would laugh at the most inopportune time. But I am
Alice came from
God.
you. Alice done came from you, Mike.
Who?
She said, I didn't know he was still doing it. She came from you.
I still do it. I do it very well too. I do it real good. What was we
Okay.
talking about? What was we talking about? No,
Your career.
yeah.
Mike, you said your girl don't lost your girl done lost her mind, but who me? Cloud chasing. Who cloud chasing? Me too, CMA, and for talking too much. Oh, I say what I said is extremely funny. She's extremely funny. Guys,
I said what I said. How you doing?
Go ahead, Mike.
I said what I said. How you doing, sweetheart? Yes, I've always got in trouble. I remember one time. Let me tell y'all this story. I remember one time we were at my mama's house. We were at home, and her broiler in the basement was smoking, and I was eating a bag of better made potato chips, and she said, "Go down there and see why it's smoking." I'm kind of scared too. Like, why would I blow up? So I get down. My mother's at the top of the step. I go down the steps and I turn the corner and I blow the bag up. And I said, I popped the bag in the hallway. It acted like a big boom. I said, ah! And when I tell you, my mother ran out the door and was across the street. Listen, when I came up the stairs, I said, Mama, you would have just left me in there. She said, hell, if you blew up, wasn't no use of me dying with you. She was dialing 911, but she had left me. My mother was out that door and across the street so fast and left me. But when I came out laughing, she was so mad at me. And I would always get in trouble for stuff like that. I just couldn't help it.
I did that once. My tooth came out, and I was young, and I played like I was spitting up blood. You know what I'm saying? I always was a prankster. My mama called the ambulance. 10 minutes flat, I was in the hospital emergency. They had a tube down my nose, down my throat, pumping my stomach. And the whole time, I'm like, they can't see my tooth is out. I paid for that. I want to do that. I said I never do that again. The West Child, are you in Michigan? Are you only in Michigan? No, he'll fly out to you if you have an event. I generally sometimes represent him. So if you want to do some booking, you can 15%, Mike. All right.
I think in life it takes more facial muscles to make a frown than to do a smile. And see, and God is like this. And I thank God that the one good thing that came out of me losing my mother is that if I can get through that, I can get through anything. And so when that song "Let Go and Let God," I think it pisses God off when you walk past the color purple and you don't appreciate. Okay, that was just my color purple.
This? And the fact that you brought up "Let Go and Let God."
But I think it pisses him off when you give something over to him and you still worry about it, because that's you not trusting that he's going to change it. I struggle with that now. Even me missing my mama, I don't think that he's not, because he's already bringing me through. If I can wake up and make it through a day, I'm already getting through it. But I'm really at a point in my life that I don't worry about stuff. I really say, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And you love when I said this to you the first time. God has gotten me to 100% of my trials and tribulations because I'm still here.
That was profound, because you got to really think about that. He's never halfway done anything in your life. He's always done it 100%. Alice Blessed Child said, I didn't mean any harm, CMA. I wasn't coming for you. We know that was just me getting him tuned up. I know.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing because you have everybody in stitches, of course. They never laugh hard when I'm doing my, they never laugh like this for me. But okay. I'm trying
They
not to feel
didn't do that when we was on stage.
I brought house.
Carried you.
Okay,
I carried you.
No, I carried my own self. I have my own identity on the stage, bro. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't say anything about him and his career because he think he done made everybody. First of all, God made me.
I took Clayleen, y'all. I took Clayleen. She was a blank canvas.
And I've never been blank. I've never been blank.
And I painted it. By the time I finished with her, they gave her standing ovations. Before there, you could hear crickets.
Michael, you ain't put me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Y'all can look at me and tell that I carry my own weight. Never mind. I have the videos. They're on my community wall. People, you can go and see us on stage together.
I fought for this mere background singer to even get on stage with me. They didn't want her. And I begged them. I said, please, I can work with her. I can work with her. They said, CMA, I'm going to give you one chance. And I called Clayleen in my hotel room. And I made her sit on the casting couch. And by the time I finished with her, oh, she was ready. Like a hot and ready pizza. She was ready.
Don't say that because people still think we was in a relationship. They still think we was in a relationship.
Well, Clayleen, you were in love with me. Just say, listen, y'all. I still have the suede coat Clayleen bought me. I don't know what happened to my fish, which you made George so mad. Because she was like, she didn't buy me whatever you bought him. I was like, you ungrateful.
I bought him a genuine leather carry-all bag, which is very expensive. That's how I do my friends. But anyway, I didn't want you, Michael, because I had a highly attractive, beautiful man on my arm that I was madly in love with. That you were madly in love with too.
You did it. I just looked at the picture of me and Emmett the other day. But
why would you even say his name? You see what I'm saying? You constantly doing. He don't like to be out in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So you
listen. I cannot help. All your men are attracted to me more than they are to you, and we become good friends. And I fought for your relationship in that dressing room that day. I fought for it, and you still messed it up. But anyway.
You messed it up for the both of us.
I was like, well, can we still be good?
When I told Michael I won't with Emmett no more, he was depressed for 2 months.
That Emmett is my boy. That's my boy. Yeah. But yeah, just in life general though, what's supposed to happen has happened. It wasn't meant for y'all to be together. It was meant for you to meet your husband and ride off in the sunset on a squirrel. That was what was meant.
No, you're not gonna talk about my husband's culture like that, okay? You keep on making the squirrel jokes and stuff. That's not landing. Because I'm 5 minutes away from you, okay? You make one more squirrel joke.
Remember I sent you the video of the squirrel running up the tree?
No.
I said, is Bryson here?
That's not funny. And he's gonna come see you too as well. I said what I said. Stop being a hater. You always so serious. See, I said what I said. I'm not though. Michael, no. All of this right here, just trust me. This is just me pandering him because he really wants to be his best self. He's always the star of the show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm supporting him.
It's not by happenstance. It's just who I am.
Michael, show them your trophies. Show them your trophies. He didn't even got to get up. That's right there.
Wait,
He'll be
not
like,
only remember. Wait,
okay.
remember I had to when I did that live and I had to go microphone and you called me cracking up. Look, you could not stop laughing because I had that gold microphone talking into it, but it
I'm
was a
talking
trophy
to
that I
Michael.
won.
We're having a regular conversation, and I'm looking, right? Michael has all his accomplishments, his plaques, and his trophies surrounding him, just on the coffee table. I guess as a daily memorial or reminder or whatever. And I'm just like, what is that? It's a shrine.
Well, I'll tell you what they were. They were not prison credentials.
That didn't land. That did not land.
It landed with
Stop.
me.
Stop.
You got look. I took this pain pill for my backyard, and it makes me loopy. So y'all have to excuse me. I did take this pain pill, and I'm feeling really good right now. I did a
Okay.
video
Well,
at my
Michael, you are always a blast.
I try to be. Some people watch me to be funny. Some people watch me to cuss. Some people watch me to pray. But yet at the end of the day, I do me. And that's why, I said we have a lot of one-trick ponies. You have a lot of one-trick ponies out here that will get on here and all they do is just talk about other people. That's because their own lives aren't interesting. Um, and that's the one thing I'll say about you when you do your things in the car or you show other things. That is good. Your channel is a channel. And I think that your channel is, what do they call people? What they call people that don't get they just do, like singers. You underrated. I think you're one of the most
I'm
underrated.
underrated.
I think you're one of the most underrated channels because the people will come though. They come over and listen. Because sometimes I'll listen to some of your topics, and I'm like, okay, well that was good. That was interesting. A little boring, but she did that, and so no,
Carry on. Just go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
but
Go
no,
ahead.
I
Get you
think
out.
I
You too
think
much.
I think that that's what makes your channel stand out because you will touch subjects that most people won't even think about saying, and then your perspective on it is different than the angle you come from. Because we need that out here. We need people that's come. I hate a one-trick pony where every time I go to your channel, I know exactly what to expect.
Mhm.
And those are one-trick ponies. It's easy to keep doing the same thing every day, but it's hard to step outside your comfort
Now
zone.
I
You
said
know,
what I said. You gonna sit up here talking about I'm kind of stuck up. I am not. That's like the third person that said I'm bougie. I come from the hood. I am not bougie. I listen. I'm the
listen,
type of person I'm gonna sit on the corner with you and be there with you. Look. I'm not judgmental, bougie, or none of that.
you
Yep.
are the type of person that will be outside my birthday party, locking your doors, talking about you don't want to get robbed, and you grew up in that
And
same
I
damn
did.
neighborhood.
And I did not. I didn't want to be robbed. That's why I lock my doors because I know what's up. You understand what
Look,
I'm saying?
you
And
would
I
have
wish,
robbed them.
you would get
You would
over
have
that.
robbed them before they robbed you.
I wish you would get over that because you know I'm telling the truth. I lock my doors, everything.
Mm-mm,
I guess you feel some
mm-mm.
kind of way about it.
I do. I do because
Okay.
you made everybody scared of my birthday party. Tomorrow, I'm praying.
Yeah,
You even prayed for me in the car tomorrow that everything be all right. I said,
yeah.
why is she making it seem like I'm in the Taj Mahal in the movie Jungle Fever where Halle Berry and Samuel Jackson was
It was given Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what
oh,
it was given.
and you know what? You and I both would have turned into a pillar of salt because we know we would have looked back.
I look back to bring in your phone. That's the only reason why I went back up in there. You understand what I'm saying?
See,
Okay, yeah.
see, she
And
ain't
I
gonna tell
said
you. Yeah,
I
okay.
pleaded the blood of Jesus.
I said I would never say this. She came back and bought a drink and sat down for
Well,
an
you
hour.
a lying wonder. You are a lying
And look,
wonder.
I had
A
to get her
lying
off the
wonder.
bar. I had to get her up. She had got up on the bar and started dancing, twerking. I said, Sister Clayleen, Minister Daniels at that time, Minister Daniels, if you don't get down. See, I know all her. She been married 4 times. She ain't told y'all that.
I ain't never been
Daniel
married no
Wood.
4 times. Shut up, Michael. I said what I said. This is me. I am down to earth. Why do y'all think I'm bougie? Which is, and to be honest, because I grew up in the hood and I grew up in poor and in poverty, that's actually a compliment. We've always wanted to be bougie because so if somebody's saying that I'm bougie, thank you. Because I know what poverty is. You know? She said got loose.
I
I
still
didn't
know
get
what
loose. He's lying. Alice, this man is
she dropped
lying.
it. She dropped it like it was hot.
It's a live. It's a live floating out there of the event that he's talking
Let
about.
me
He's
let me
lying.
let me let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all about Queen the Queen. She is one halter top and some booty shorts away from falling back into her old ways. Into her old ways.
Michael, be quiet. Okay. Be quiet. Be quiet. I'm not bougie though. I promise y'all that's not me. Somebody else said that. Talking about they was calling my name. One of our classmates was calling my name and I didn't respond. So they went and told another classmate. And they told me. I'm like, I ain't heard nobody call my name on the street. That's just ridiculous.
What
You said show us the video,
I'm
CMA. It's on one of his
I'm
channels.
I'm gonna tell you what's bougie. My cousin Roland would call me. We would go meet each other at the bar, and he would go, "Look, when I see you, if I don't say nothing, don't be upset. I'm just giving attitude." I was like, "What?"
What
But
kind
yeah,
of foolishness is that?
and he would always do this. When somebody go hey to him, he would always squinch his eyes like he trying to see who it is,
Like,
and
I
then
don't know
go,
who you are.
"Oh hey, oh hey, how you doing?" I'm like, you knew exactly who that was, but you have some people that's just like that.
That's
Um,
ridiculous.
yes, yeah, yeah. I'm a down to earth person. You know, I signed
No, you're not. Whatever.
all my
See, that's the
friends'
problem.
autographs.
I said what I said. He's the one that's bougie. He's the one that I'm telling you. Don't let it be show day. Don't let him have a main character in a show. He got to show up for the first rehearsal. It's a wrap. Okay, he's so bougie you can't stand it. I just be looking at him like, cause some kind of way we always like, not recently, but in the past we always like be in the same place and stuff. So I'm just looking at him like, why is he acting
Now,
like that?
I have been bougie where I said I wouldn't walk out, or I wouldn't be standing on stage on curtain call.
He
I
almost
had to
got
walk out.
us fired. Michael almost got me fired. Do you understand? My very first real big play. He almost got me fired because I'm a loyal friend. He almost because he put a line in there and they wanted him to take it out. Now, man, this is something that he put in this man's play. It wasn't even nothing the man wrote, but they told him to take it out. He's so grand. Oh, he ain't gonna take it out. Now he done convinced me to put the line in my script, on my line. Now I'm saying the lines that they don't want in the script too. You understand what I'm saying? Now they
Wait,
don't almost send my big tail on the
and
bus and almost send me home.
when you said it, we all said cha-ching.
Which that mean they finna find you. That mean they finna find you. You know what I'm saying? And then he had the nerve to come to me talking about some girl. Now you know they're gonna send you home. Because clearly they're not gonna send him home, but they're gonna send me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh, yes, yes. You know, I would love to do that again. You know, that is in the future to where,
That's
because
not what I
imagine.
said. What I said. Oh no, you did not say that. I said what I said. Cause she gonna say I don't come to her channel because she be cussing, but you don't. Now I said what I said. Now you know doggone
Wait,
well.
hold on. Look what I said. I said what I said is beautiful. Gone. That's a
It is.
beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
I said what I
Beautiful.
said, and I look like I
They got
look.
2 channels.
You
What?
hear me?
I
I
said what I
said
said.
what I
Put your
said.
channel link in here.
I said what I said. You need to change your channel to I said what I said, and I look how I look. Don't hate me.
Look, put the waiting to exhale channel in there too.
What is her channel
So
about?
people
I always ask people, what is your channel about?
I said, he said he's asking you what is your channel about? Thanks, CMA. CMA, you are slowly taking over my channel. And you know what I'm saying? I feel that's what you're trying to do. You know.
Hey, Alex. You welcome. I said what I said.
Oh,
I
she
wish
said
your
it's about
channel.
true crime and celebrities. She said true crime and celebrities.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm a celebrity, and I've did some crimes.
All you got to do is Google comedian Michael Allen beefs, and all of his enemies will come up.
No, all you got to do is put me and Michael Allen clapback king, and then they'll pop up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, look, I do have to get down. I do have to get down, but I have enjoyed you. This has been. I have laughed. I have cried. No. Alice, blessed child of God. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing? All is well. I'm sending nothing but love. And okay, I did you the other day. Well, I mentioned your name. I said that to somebody. I said, I'm sounding like Queen and Queen. I send you nothing but love and blessings your way. You say my stuff, yours. Nah.
I do from time to time
that?
say it's a business. I do from time to time say it's business. Support the channel. Shawana, do not put his cash app in here. I promise you that. Okay.
If y'all laugh tonight, cash app me.
No. Listen, if you love this content, $CLAYLING. You understand what I'm saying? You said this was a great show. Thank you. I said what I said. Hey, is SBK live? Is he live? Y'all let me know because I thought I had saw a notification.
Who is that?
SBK is a dear friend of mine that I've met.
Oh, damn! You don't even hype me up like that.
Yes, I do.
When I find out who he is, I'm taking him down. Now,
because you want to. No way.
It ain't big enough for both of us. Look, this town ain't big enough for both of us, SBK. What does SBK stand for? Son of a black... No, I'm joking. I don't know. Okay, y'all. Everybody, y'all have... Oh, thank you. Thank you. I said what I said. I'm going to subscribe to you as well. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed night. Clayleen, thank you for letting me up and doing what I got to do. I mean, doing what I did. Y'all have a nice night. I'm out. Comedian Michael Allen, I'm out.
Love you. Okay, guys, listen. I hope that you guys have enjoyed my friend CMA. He is a prolific comedian. Oh, you gonna stay up while I'm talking? Michael is hilarious.
No.
Get down.
I tried to push to get out of here. No,
He is ridiculous. So no, CMA is a prolific comedian. He has worked with some of everybody. When I say everybody, who hasn't he worked with? He worked with Ray J, Charlie Wilson, Angela Bofield, all of the people that I have worked with. He's worked with, but he has been doing it for years. He's traveled the country. Doing comedy. He's done all type of stand-up comedians, comedian shows. He's also opened up for all of my productions because he's my friend. And he has just been he's been known in the industry for a while. And then he's also blossomed on YouTube as well. As the Clapback King. And I think some of you all that may not be familiar with him is because y'all are in different sectors. You know what I'm saying? So like Michael, he gonna cut somebody. He gonna cut somebody out. You understand what I'm saying? So he in that B sector, whereas we may be in different sectors. But that's my friend for 30 years, and I love him. And if you come for Michael, you most definitely gonna have to come for me, and vice versa. But he's so funny. It's so funny, and he got my back. And the fun thing about it is, if I need somebody beat up, he can go beat him up for me. And if he needs some prayer and somebody mess with him, he know he come to me and I'll pray on him. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's the dynamic of our friendship. but he is tons of fun, and we got to travel the country for almost 2 years together in a production called God Don't Like Ugly. And he's just, and then he just stuck with me. I couldn't shake him. You know what I'm saying? He just been there with me. But it was really good to see his perspective of a single parent household, and I never really considered that dynamic of him being in the community, because he's always been masculine. You know what I'm saying? So that was really interesting to have that conversation with him. Thank you guys for showing me some love. You said you were very familiar with CMA. I just didn't know that he was still doing stand-up comedy. Yeah, listen, he do stand-up comedy every day. His life is comedy. You know what I'm saying? um, Hey, Eating Philly Phil. Oh, you just missed your brother. He just stepped down. But I think he's ready to go live. So we're gonna all go over there and support him. You just missed your brother, and of course, he was a classic. You know what I'm saying? He was a riot. You have to go back, PP. You have to go back and watch the video that I showed and the conversation that we had. It was riveting. It was really good. It changed my perspective and made me reflect back on past relationships. It was really good. So try to catch it. But he's getting ready. I think he's getting ready to go live. So I'm going to go support him. You guys put your channels in here because I want y'all to subscribe to each other. Please support Eating with Philly Phil, talk show host and Mo. Please support her. She's a trailblazer on YouTube streets, and I'm quite sure all you guys are familiar with her and her work. She's getting ready to interview Dr. Umar. She has just been a trailblazer out here on these streets, someone to emulate as a woman. I'm close to being subbed because I'm trying to emulate her, and I'm trying to put out interesting conversation and content, and that has paid off this year. I spent 2 years at 400 and some subs. This year I changed up my content, my format, and now I'm close to 1,000. So you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. We have been working really hard. I said what I said. Thank you for supporting the show. Scorp, thank you for supporting the show. Shawana, Sweet Rita, Joshua, Alice, all of you guys, Gertrude, Night Stalker, Beefy, everybody that came up in here, thank you so much. And those that are watching the replay, thank you, because you don't have to support the show. Listen, let me tell you something, guys. I want you to do something. The Queendom is giving an order. I want you to go do something nice with somebody, okay? If it's nothing but giving a great smile, if it's nothing but opening up a car door and saying, hey, I'll help you out, or carrying somebody's groceries, if it's nothing but saying a silent prayer for somebody, because everybody needs prayer. Guess what? Do it, because you reap what you sow. If you put good out there, it's going to come back your way, okay? This is your Queen Clayleen saying be great. Y'all go support CMA right now. Good night. Bye-bye.